Hello everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns and something new here. Oh, nice hype train. We have the Ocarina of Time Randomizer League. So to explain that, I'm gonna hand it off to our commentators, Shawnee and Yoshi Kion, as I get the scene swapped.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Like a big moment. It's like, so yeah, for everyone joining, welcome to the first League restream, I guess. And yeah, for anyone who missed it, the League is something I've been working on for a while now, a few months, but it's basically an ongoing system. It's designed to put people into 1v1 matches against opponents of a similar skill level, and at the end of each season, people can move up and down based on the results. So they're constantly, as they improve, they move up through the rankings, and as other people improve, I guess, they might move down through the rankings, but they're constantly paired against people of a similar skill level. And yeah. To kick things off, Division 1.
Yeah. What is essentially two of the top runners in the scene right now, actually. What the hell's happened to Mr. Mario? And this should be a very good match, I feel.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a showdown. There's like a bit of a history between these two, between Rando. They were both like at the top of the S4 rankings as well. I think it was like first and third, I want to say. I think PKR was second.
I think so. I haven't got it up to check at the moment, unfortunately.
Jamie, if I pick the wrong answer there on Habs versus Leafs, you're going to just like disown me. So I'm going to abstain.
Oh, and we're off. And
nice spawn. Amazing.
Yeah, you know what? This is a good one. Could be worse. It could have been the other side of the valley. That would have been a mess.
Yeah, other side would have been a bit worse, but...
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
So...
I was just going to say, for people asking, the sign-ups for this season are closed, as the matches have started.
Seriously? Well, that's a start.
That one's not required in these settings, but,
Nice to have.
Yeah, the sign-ups for this season are closed, but it is going to be an ongoing thing, so the sign-ups are still open because people can join for later seasons.
What is that? I can't tell.
Boots? What's that?
It was something. I could definitely see something. I couldn't tell what. Is that irons?
Yeah, irons.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Gerudo Valley, for being nice.
And GGG Center is dead.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you, GTG. GV. Good start.
So worth mentioning here, the hints are based on the scrub settings or the Season 3 settings, except Zelda's Lullaby will not be hinted way of the hero, and because Big Goron is claim check only in these settings, there is no always hint for Big Goron. It's one of the sometimes hints, and there is an extra sometimes hint.
Yes, we're seeing Ryukane's true feelings on Gerudo Valley there. Should have known. Graveyard Wave to Hero, I'll take that. Honestly, knowing that early is nice.
Decent one. Like, there's a lot there that you're going to get fairly early, so you're like, okay, cool, try and push adult at a reasonable time, but also, like, there's a decent chance it's the song.
I'm going to be honest. That was, not sure what that was on the,
I think it was a huge rupee.
It was gold, I can say that much. That's like 3 different things it could be. And yet,
It looked like it was too much gold to be lights. Like it went to wow, early mirror.
Okay, this is getting silly now. 3 checks, well, technically 4 checks, but 3 checks done, 3 major items. It is worth noting as well that League has a few different logical settings compared to the weekly races you may be used to.
Right. 90% of the time, they don't come up. When they do, it's interesting. It's fun. It's been really well received, actually, in all the testing we did, which is really good. But there are definitely some real wild scenarios that can come up in terms of the hints, mostly surrounding Dodongo's Cavern.
Oh, yes. So the major things that have gone are a couple of... Man on Roof is not a thing without a hookshot. So if you find a hookshot there, then I hope your brain doesn't melt too much from that one. You need struggle time to get the windmill item. In
Or
logic.
Boomerang. Or Boomerang.
Boomerang, yes. I keep forgetting that Boomerang grabbed those. And yet hookshot can't.
Yeah, it's an odd one, but yeah, because you can grab the item with the rang.
Okay, switch that to him. Also, you mentioned Dodongo's Cavern. Dodongo's Cavern, the jump in the bomb flower room, where you get the bomb bag normally, is not in logic about the hover boots.
Yeah, which makes it so that you need one of... It's long shot because you can long shot to the chest.
Yeah.
Hover boots to hover across there, or a bow or a slingshot to go around through the eye switches, because you could do that as adult or child.
Oh, speaking of hookshot.
Nice early hook, yeah.
Yeah, bring up a good point there in chat. Can't wait for the boomerang wave the hero for the windmill.
I think that's kind of the thing that went really well with this, is most of the time it doesn't change anything. The seed plays out, you get a hook shot, you get bombs. Even if there is a logic quirk, it doesn't affect your hints and it doesn't affect your play, and you just play through and do efficient checks and you finish the seed. And when it does come up, you get Bolero Way of the Hero because all of your bows and slingshots were locked by storms and you needed it for Dodongo's Cavern. And it ends up being really interesting, but it rewards the players who can follow that logic.
Yes, you also mentioned Bolero. Bolero is logically required to plant the bean in the crater for the item on the volcano check.
That's another big one that can have a huge impact in the right scenario.
While we're discussing these tricks, it's important to know that it looks like both runners are going early deco, which I don't fault.
So this has come up a lot recently with the weeklies as well. You kind of have to do early deku when it's open, mostly because you're already going this way to get the songs, and you're not going to go and get all the songs and then come back to deku as one of the most dense locations in the game. So you're going to pick it up on your song routing early, I think, every single time.
I can see the logic in that, yeah. Wait, what was that?
Was that 30 as a hook? Oh my god.
Well, it's friendlier than other scenes I've seen in this. Much friendlier.
It's a hell of a start.
So, 30 sculptures to get your long shot. Okay, that's not too bad, honestly. 30's not too bad at all.
And Skull Kid was dead, I think that was.
That was Skull Kid, yeah. I'm happy to see that one. Skull Kid's also races.
It should be really fun as well. I think one of the things that's really interesting is seeing Skull Seeds with top runners can be some of the most interesting races to watch, because the way they have to make those decisions of do you go here because it has skulls and checks, and I want to go over and do the Gerudo area, but there's barely any skulls I can get, and I need the right time of day for it, and the management around all of that creates a really interesting kind of scenario for a race.
Yeah, time of day routing for skulls is, and it's something I'm definitely weak at. These runners are definitely not. I like watching just to learn more about them, to be honest. More about where the health skulls are. Honestly. But yes, both in Deku Tree, both. This is standard, honestly. Hopefully there's something nice in here. We got then.
Early
Okay,
meta as
yeah.
well, yeah. So worth noting, one thing that is asked quite a lot is whether King Zora skip is allowed in this. Yes, we're playing on the standard rule set as it is right now. You're allowed to skip King Zora. Assume they won't be today.
Yeah, I mean, getting letter in child 1, as soon as you get in there, hand that in, honestly. And those in chat complaining, no letter on 40. There's still time for the seed to be mean. There's still time. If that's what you want, of course.
There's already a bit of a difference here in terms of... Oh, I was going to say, I assume execution, and then... Yike.
Mr. Mario gets a hug from a spider. Not something you really want, is it? Okay.
Another little thing that's worth noting, by the way, there are a lot of comments when we first posted the league settings about the money for consumables. I think the seed has already shown really early on that, like, again, it's something with, like, the tricks where it's usually not relevant. Like, more often than not, you're going to find rupees before you especially need the consumables. As they did, they found them in Mido's house.
Oh,
Fine.
yeah, 50 rupees next to the hook shot is pretty good. Also, Mr. Mario there with that side hop onto the platform. The twist, that was actually really impressive. Sorry, cut you off there a little.
No, yeah, so just like the times that they do have to worry about buying the consumable items, it then creates that extra decision of like, oh, I spawned in Kakiri Forest and I got no money in Mido's. Do you put off Deku Tree and go for like other checks to get the money, or do you just farm the money there and then? It's like, it only seemed like, again, in testing, it only created decisions. It never felt like it was stifling things.
That a wallet. Okay, so I'm never sure how to feel about wallets.
Very stacked, very early.
No,
You buy boxes with that, at least, with the wallet. So, like, if they need explosives, if like they're really desperate for explosives, they can get them.
True.
Already got the hook shot, already got your letter to go and get songs. Well, I guess going out the way to get the songs is probably a little bit of a stretch at this point, but yeah, this is looking pretty generous early.
Absolutely, yeah. The only way it could be bought is if we got a strength 4 bomb bag somewhere. You know? Those are the 2 items that would give you what to do. Also, while we were talking, go with this tide.
Early K-Sword, like, again, something that's been discussed a lot is like, oh, I don't have a Kakiri sword every time I do Deku Tree now. I have to practice the 1 cycle again. Never mind, they got it.
God
Deku
damn.
Shield on Goma, of course. Also, just like talking about all these League logic quirks, it's like they started with Song of Time, they got like the Kakiri sword, like all of the changes from every other setting recently are just irrelevant today.
Yeah. Hello, Forest Medallion. That's another song on the song routes. Because we needed more, right? More music.
This is just absurd. Like, are they just gonna go to DC soon and just find the water med there?
That'd be great, actually.
So worth noting just quickly, by the way, the settings command in chat is for the current weeklies. !League talks about the League settings and links to the document that has all the settings and everything.
Just saw that Zor's River was Way of the Hero.
Ooh.
That's always an interesting one, because that could be a few things. suppose the grave chest is dead. Oh, wow. Okay. Can we stop?
This is absurd. What is happening?
Mr. Mario's going to get that on the way out and feel really silly.
Ah.
It kind of feels bad coming back for that, seeing that slingshot and thinking, I should have routed this differently. Need an angle change, you get lots of hurties. There we go.
Thanks. The refill.
Not the refill you want, or the vanilla refill. And we see a high five there as Mr. Mario leaves the check at the same time as What the Hell enters it. Well, close enough, right?
I guess Mario's just like rushing towards the song here as the like #1 priority.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
In particular, if this is a warp song, you want to go down, check the scrub, and then play the warp song from there. Obviously, getting the slingshot will kind of change that plan, but I get the idea behind it. It's just not working out in this scenario.
True that. It's just, yeah, this could end up being a quick one. Oh, nice.
Since it's come up in chat, by the way, as well there, yeah. They start with the song from the castle, the Zelda's Lullaby one, which they got Song of Time. So that's why they start with the song, that's why one of the song checks is empty.
Oh, come on. Well, it's a warp song.
To be fair, that does speed up the adult routing a little bit.
Hyrule Fielder's Way of the Hero. I wonder why.
Could spirit be required, maybe?
It's a bit of a mystery, that one. There's still more checks there, though. There might be something else.
Oh.
Burning Kaki's Sun Song. Huh. One medallion away from that one as well.
Yeah. Depending on what that medallion is, like, that's another tool that'll just help them with those skulls if they need to.
Yeah, Sun Song for skull routing is fantastic. You don't have to worry about waiting for over a minute at a time. Which can happen, especially if you're just slightly too slow. I would never have that situation happen. No, never. Okay, what the hell's on the way out? The main thing I like about the League settings is that you start with the Lens of Truth.
Yeah, that one's an interesting one for a lot of people. It doesn't change much. But what it does change is really good for newer players. And, like, it actually had, like, no impact on the logic. We did a bunch of data analysis and stats analysis and stuff, and it does not change the priority of Lens game at all. So it's just really interesting because it means that you just need magic to do things like Shadow or Crossing the Desert. And obviously you need magic to get into Shadow anyway. So for the newer players, it's just like a really nice, easier way to get into things. We do have a lot of people who spam the beeping noise though.
The only downside with Start with Lens is that you may forget you have it and never remember to do chess minigame. But who would ever do that?
Who would ever?
It's a mystery to everyone. What the hell, say showing off one of my favourite things, sending a chicken to the Shadow Realm.
Faster. It's a faster strat.
Has the benefit of being funny. Yeah, it seems like a sensible play. Get your song from Sarias, get your song from Rumble Ranch. Do stuff along the way.
the thing you say about dropping the cuckoos through the floor, by the way, I remember doing that in a multi-world once, and I got sent an item as I dropped it, and it doesn't count as picking it up if you do that.
Oh no!
So I just had to restart the game. Like, I just restart the mini game. I just lost the chicken.
That's unfortunate. Good to know. Oh, okay.
Barriers here would feel bad, except they've had Skull Kid hinted, so it's quite as terrible.
So, in actual fact, it's same situation as Sun Song, required for 1 check. We'd be able to benefit.
Yeah.
Oh god, don't. One of our test seasons, we did a couple test seasons to test out the concept, and one of them had Frogs 2 disabled. Give it a try, see how it went. Didn't seem to really impact it much.
I think the thing is, Frogs being disabled was popular, but the way it changed the hints wasn't, and that was too much. It was like 7 is too many sometimes hints. What is? What the hell's has the money? So I guess he's gonna go do fishing and then take the owl.
Not sure about the save one there. I'm honest.
I think if you're going to fishing, it makes sense, but it's like it's a long way to go for. Well, I guess what the hell didn't set Pierre earlier either.
True.
The time of day is going to be so shaky after this.
It's going to be a case of what's the time of day.
You know, like, what do you do? Back of lake hints? Like,
oh god.
Definitely a rupee. It's pointed at the top.
That point, yeah. No rupee. Have another look. Going London to market seems like the sensible play here. Grab some money on the chains.
Like, the time of day's lining up so nicely to check Richard as well. What? Like, you can go in, do the shooting game, and then, like, if you want to, come out, check Richard again, like, check Richard and then go adult, or you can walk out from here, play Minuet, and then, I guess, hope for Nocturne to get into CAC for day as adult.
Yeah, the only one of the downsides of one of these settings, free Zelda, so starting with the Zelda by song, is that I always forget to do Richard the Dog check.
Yeah, Richard's gone from being like if you haven't done this in the first like 30 to 40 minutes, you've probably like gone wrong somewhere, to if you're checking this 3 hours in, that makes sense, it's fine.
Now, is this back of lake hints, or is this just swimming for the skull?
Oh, the skull, yeah. Push towards that hook.
Maybe a little later, and I'm not sure how much time of day is left.
Yeah, I might still have to wait a little. Grab one and not the other.
I'm not sure on that one.
Doesn't look like he's going for the hint, just...
Yeah, he's talking about the other one. Oh, that's just showing off.
Apparently that's the thing that a lot of, like, the MM players accidentally do. Because the input to, like, quick turnaround in Majora's Mask is the same as the input to inverted cam in OOT. So a lot of it, like... A lot of the time, apparently, yeah, like, a lot of the MM players accidentally do the inverted cam when they mean to turn around and just backwalk.
Yeah, I can imagine that. MM is an annoying camera.
Also, yeah, I do really like this. What the hell's actually got the time of day really, really nicely there, but won't be able to check Richard, whereas Mario's been able to check Richard, but doesn't have fishing done. Oh wow, okay.
So 40's dead and 5 is foolish were the two main takeaways from that. And
Yeah,
also
also got the second graveyard hint, and Shoot the Sun is dead as well.
yeah,
It's a lot of big information though.
Yeah, actually. I'm not sure how I feel about seeing Graveyard twice this early. Because it could mean Graveyard's made here twice, in which case you got to try and root in Dark digging, right?
It depends what you find there though. There's so much available that like you wait until you see what you've got from your first graveyard trip. Like the fact that they've not been there as adult yet, you've got so many checks you can clear through.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing. Fire Temple hinted foolish, and it's the Light Medallion.
Of course. Worth noting, by the way, picking up Requiem on the Prelude check is really, really good for Mario's time of day in particular, because he had it during the night there. Playing Requiem sets it to the day, so he will be able to go straight. He's going to dip Forest first, but then, I assume, play Requiem and get it back today, check his save warp, and then make his way over to Kakariko. And it's such efficient movement and routing here that's paying out really nicely with that Requiem pickup.
Also, a casual Bolero on the Minuet check, just proving that we are not allowed to be missing songs today.
Just keep going. Just keep chaining them together, yep.
Is this Vanilla Keys?
Oh. Just the first one.
It's justifiable, honestly. You get the skull in there, you grab the first check. That's a piece of heart.
Also a piece of heart.
Oh, vanilla, wow.
And there we go. Okay.
There's Lullaby. Still a good song, no matter what you say.
I'm a little surprised Mario did Bolero before Requiem, just because the best way to get to Kakariko would probably be from Crater down to Kakariko. But at the same time, like, I assume he wants to check the save warp.
That'd be a good idea, actually, yes. Having save warp on it is actually pretty useful a lot of the time. It's like a 7th warp song. It's not as useful for these two others because they're both on Wii VC, where resets are longer.
Still can be incredible when it's good, it's great kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Ow.
we're just zooming all over the scene today. Right then, let's have a look where this goes. Remember, you will need the classic controller.
No prelude yet, so there might still be some hiking to worry about.
True. Oh,
Wow.
well, there's Kakariko problem sorted. This seems being very generous. I'm waiting for the catch.
This is kind of really nice so far.
We're like 27 minutes in, and we have quite a few important major items, quite a few major songs, 2 medallions,
And a whole bunch of unfulfilled Way of the Heroes.
True.
Well, 2. 2 is a bunch, right?
Also, I'm seeing in chat, Nocturne could have been on OOT, and yeah, that could happen.
And Shadowstone now.
It could have still happened. It could have been Nocturne on Ocarina of Time if and only if the adult spawn is on the Nocturne pedestal.
Oh, right, yeah, now it can, I guess, yeah.
And that is actually one of my favourite logic quirks of random age, random spawn.
Wrong side of a graveyard.
Yeah. And there's Prelude. We are zooming. We are literally zooming around the seed.
Yeah, amazing seed for warp songs. both of the songs that can be on the OOT check at this point are potentially required. One far, far more than the other.
Through that. So it's opponents or storms. We know where a long shot is, so opponents are a little weaker, still there for horseback archery.
Or on Tunic on Man on Roof. Yeah, if they didn't have the early hook shot.
Oh, there's light arrows. 99% sure there's light arrows in that crate.
We also just got 50 dead.
Oh wow, that's okay.
So we've actually got all of the sometimes hints. We're missing frogs and OOT, and then 2 Way the Hero and 2 Foolish. Like,
that's interesting for hits. We haven't actually seen anything away the Hero Graveyard.
right, Prelude and...
Oh, well, it's
That's amazing. The fact that picking up the windmill song is what tells us the OOT song. What is the seed? That's ridiculous.
yeah, Ocarina of Time is Storms. That's never very good, honestly.
Yeah, that one's a little more daunting for sure.
Backwalking and dumping, what? That just terrifying.
He tried it earlier and nearly fell off. Wait!
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Uh-oh, that's still concerning, though.
Yes and no. Like, you expect to need to go to Shadow anyway. You still expect to have to go to Shadow. That's fine. That's better than a Zora Tunic.
I mean, Zora Tunic points to something that's to one place. Like, specifically one place. Dins can point to a whole dungeon.
Right, but it's a whole dungeon that you're probably going to go to anyway, whereas... Yeah. Zora Tunic is, no thanks. No.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, that's light arrows. That's definitely light arrows.
Yeah, okay.
Light arrows in the graveyard crate. Oh, God.
Well, Lavender Town.
Anything else? Oops, sorry, I cut you off there.
No, I was just admiring the Lavender Town music. Carry on.
It is also my solemn duty to remind people that we do, in fact, love Waterstone.
Actually, you saying that reminded me. One thing that has been mentioned in a couple of the back channels, by the way, if there's like a particularly hype moment or like a blooper reel kind of moment or anything, get the clips in, post them in the League discussion channel in the Discord. So Menno has been talking about getting the various restreams and getting a kind of blooper and highlights reel towards the end of the season together. So if you see anything that's particularly worth clipping, make sure to grab that and share it with everyone.
Yes, we do enjoy the prospect of having clips out there. Clips are always fun, right?
Also, yeah, so the thing with Din's Fire is 99% of the time, Din's Fire being Wave the Hero means you have to go and do Shadow Temple. Or like 90% of the time. Sometimes it's for the check in the Composer Grave, we already know that one's dead. And sometimes it's for the Haunted Wasteland. And sometimes it's just because Spirit Key Logic requires a fire source.
Yes, because there are 2 checks in Spirit Temple, one in the Sunblock room and one the map chest in the lobby, that are locked by a fire source. Which you, yeah, Din's Fire could be required for that. It's a moot point until you find magic, though, because you can't use Din's Fire without magic. Oh, for God's sake. Yes, it is clearly 50%. This is looking like, yep, this is a Zora's River play, which makes sense, it's hinted. Ooh. What are we thinking? Hover boots for that sense of irony. I'm not sure what's first. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, today I learnt. I didn't know you can climb up the waterfall that way. What was that Frogs 2 hint? Didn't see it. Okay. Frogs 2 is a Zora scale. Interesting. Is that a magic meter? That's a magic meter. What? Okay, you know what? That qualifies as a potential way to hero. So magic to use that fire and crucially the lens. So now all the lens truth checks are in play. All one of them. Oh, clearly second magic's in shadow. It's always in shadow. Why would it? Oh, are those? Outside Ganon's castle is foolish. One moment, please. I see to confirm that the sky is in fact blue. So remember when I said this seed was a bit front-loaded with items? Because I think this seed's a bit front-loaded with items. Bridge settings in this are 4 medallions for the bridge and 6 medallions for the key.
Mm-hmm.
In case you missed it, Yoshi, Frogs 2 is a scale.
I did see that one. I reacted to it, but I think Discord died.
Yeah, it did die. We didn't get that one. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh my god. So magic, knowledge of a scale of Frogs 2, OGC Foolish, and 20 bomb chews.
Magic and Dins both in Way of the Hero locations as well.
That's concerning. Also, yes, minor skip. Everyone's favourite trick, right? I have to admit, that was a fantastic series of backflips, right up until it wasn't.
So, is it 5 or 6? I'll do the 6th.
I know it's 6 side hops. Okay. No, I'm learning today. Simultaneous item grab right there. Oh, what the hell is warping away? Is it going to find the... Oh, did get a lunch break because they went top first. Okay. Now they're going into forest. Interesting.
Why do you... I guess, like, what are your big options at this point? We're saying about, you know, oh, they've got this many items and they've got all these things they can do, but...
Nothing really connects it together.
Yeah.
So I guess in that respect, you have that quick warp over to forest, you may as well do some of it. Especially given you need skulls, there's a couple of really quick ones in forest. You gotta do it anyway, it's a medallion. Good of Fortress is foolish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fortress foolish.
I feel like I like the idea of... no, dipping shadow feels awkward at this point. I was going to say, I feel like I like the idea of dipping shadow before you go to DC, but... I don't know if I do, actually.
What issue with dipping shadow is at Nocturne's Ice Cavern.
Sure, but they can get there now.
True, actually.
So in that case, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is ice into shadow. Apparently just find the hovers. It's the player's shadow. The player's shadow.
Do they have an empty bottle?
No, they would have to actually turn in the letter. But they can do that with the bomb shoes at this point.
Drew is just a little...
It's out the way. Yeah, that's the awkward part. But I don't... Given how much, at least Mario is burning through these chews, I guess you do DC first with the remaining chews. You probably save scum at the start, and then you go and do ice.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
Forest is right here. Still no bow, no strength, so it's not like there's a huge amount available, but... We haven't seen anything in Forest yet, have we? Anything relevant,
No.
So yeah, for anyone who's unaware, by the way, this is the first Division 1 race in the league that started, that was announced, the groups were announced yesterday. Everyone in each division will play everyone else in their division twice. So this is the first match, there's strength. Perfect.
I guess that's the way to hear it.
Yeah. So this is the first match in Division 1. So these two runners will have to face off again as part of this season. And then they will also have to face everybody else in Division 1 twice.
Let's see if my memory serves me. By which I mean open the standing sheet and see who else is in this division.
It is Karyota, Fanta, Ryu, Kane, and Seitei. Off the top of my head.
Yep. Better memory than me.
Spent a lot of the last few days looking at that sheet to make sure nothing breaks.
Oh, jeez. Wait. Hold on.
Oh, he scummed the hovers. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, found a bow immediately. What?
I have questions about this scene, and all of them are what?
I guess.
I think at this point, I go back and get the hovers, and then go through the forest.
I was going to say get the hovers and then go to Dodongo's cavern. At this point, you could just dip in and grab those.
Yeah, yeah.
And only use one chew as opposed to the, 7 or so he's doing checks around it.
Yeah. Let's see what's here.
Hammer and strength 2, is that it? Oh my god, it is, isn't it?
Is that actually it? Hang on.
That's actually it. We just saw where we know where hovers are. We know where one has bow, one has strength. It's actually just. Oh my!
And grab those 30. And grab 30 skulls to get your long shot. To grab your light arrows in the graveyard crate.
Oh my god!
Skills on the way might actually be faster than going to get the bean. Might. Emphasis on the might.
Might, yeah.
Or just get a rag and do it that way, but that still involves going back to kid. Wait. You might never have... If the habit in if the last two things in an adult phase, you might never actually have to go back to child.
Yeah, this could be child 1, adult 1, finish the seed.
I think that might actually be something I've not seen in quite some time. If ever, actually. Of course, if anything is storms locked, then that just gets thrown completely out of the window.
Right.
You can't blame me for hoping, right? Is Mario going to Ice Cave? Did they pick up a second bottle?
I think so, yeah. I do remember seeing a bowl. I don't remember where it was, but... Oh, OGC foolish. Great.
The second one, though, the first one was
Oh,
outside.
right.
I think the first one was one you hiccuped.
That was during the Discord, so. Perfect. Mario makes that look free. Like, for what it's worth, I don't think the King Zero skip is particularly difficult for people, but it normally looks at least like reasonably slow. Like, do this and then do this and then do this, and Mario just does it as like one movement.
Wait, what was that down there?
I thought it was just a heart, like a recovery heart.
My first guess was scale, honestly. Couldn't see it well enough.
I thought it was just a recovery heart, but with the color of Mario's hearts.
I couldn't tell properly.
Also, it is worth noting, by the way, it's TJ's mentioned it in chat there. What the hell is not scumming any chews right now? And given how fast this is looking, what the hell might get punished for that? If he can't beat Spirit because he has to go and buy bomb chews first, that could actually be like that could cost him more time than like he saved not scumming them.
Yes, I just hope that it doesn't cost him too badly.
The fact that they've got the wallet makes it so that if nothing else, you can just go and buy them.
True. Also, helpful Octorok there. Usually they're trolls. This time round, they just want to lift you up onto the platform.
Chrono Trigger music? I think Mario's enemy music is from Chrono Trigger.
I'll be honest, I haven't played it, I couldn't tell.
Ah, recommend, I love it.
Yeah, I'm imagining now all the way the hero pointing to Shadow is just because Shadow has something like a bomb bag in it.
I feel like it's, honestly, I kind of like, earlier I was like, that never happens, that's ridiculous. But now I'm like, maybe it's Spirit Key logic.
He's running, pulling out all the stops, up to and including slashing the bomb chews. I see his one as being cool and awesome, and then one of them gets frozen by an ice keys. To be fair, no one likes ice keys.
You can look at that one of two ways. Either, even the top runners make mistakes, and, you know, things like, sometimes things are going to go wrong even for the best players, or commentators curse.
You know, little column A, little column B, because I'm not completely blamed. That's how it works, right?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Right, so what do you think is the Dodonga's Cavern? I'm predicting nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not nothing, it's basically go mode. Like, it's very close to go mode.
I mean, the song we know has to be Nocturne. There's something here. And I guess there are 3 skulls you can grab as well.
Oh, sorry, did you say Ice Cavern? I thought you meant the Dodonga's Cavern.
Oh, Dodonga's
We've got 2 caverns right now.
You are completely right. I did say Dodonga's.
Oh, right.
Ice Cavern has Nocturne. Dodonga's Cavern. Oh god, my brain is melting already. We haven't even started with the logic yet.
The race right now is fast. Between the 2 runners, there are 2 items missing. They know where their light arrows are. They know Storms is on OOT, so that one could be worrying, but they're only missing Strength 2 and a hammer.
All the way of the heroes is Zortunic. That's
The thing that throws that off is magic. So Frogs 1 has hammer, right? And it's AD.
Oh,
and the
God.
Din's way of the hero anyway, so it doesn't matter. Mario got the first chest in Forest, but didn't go further. Got the way of the hero hint after doing that much. So what the health has gone in a bit further, got the strength. Mario knows to go back there though, and has the bow to do it.
I don't agree with just snipping one chest unless you're just looking for the skulls, really.
I'm surprised by it. I really thought... Obviously, like, you don't... Song of Time going through the... Oh, wow. Ice Keys being awful again. Obviously, he didn't have the bow to open up the door. He didn't check the Stalfos. That's the one that gets me, is like, he didn't check the Stalfos. Not going to the courtyard, I think, is reasonable, but...
Yeah,
at least that last one.
Casual little bit of Sonic Unleashed there.
Oh, is that one?
Endless possibilities.
Alright. New Nocturne was here at this point.
And I think it was just that and the skulls. The question is, do you complete Shadow now?
Well, apparently you go and Thor King's Aura at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing.
Wait. Oh, right.
Box rats.
I had to really think about what I was saying there, because I remember there's like, you know, the commentary habits that come up all the time of like, oh, the commentators always do this or that or whatever, good, clean, Baronade, etc. I remember having that conversation with someone once, and they pointed out that like people always say un-Thor King Zora. And if you were un-Thoring him, wouldn't you be freezing him?
I mean, yeah, isn't that what we want?
So I had to really stop and think like, Thor King Zora.
No mind of reading it that Fire Temple is in fact a foolish choice. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to just walk through him.
Nice remix on Nocturne.
Yes, remember everyone, songs are hard.
I was gonna say as well, Mario making the careful play there, like as you melt the red ice, you've got to wait for the like jingle to tell you that it's done before you warp away, or you'll come back and he'll still just be frozen on the spot.
Yeah, and that'll be quite distressing. Distraught.
Un-Thor means Thor now? Oh no.
Seriously?
Flammable means flammable? What a world.
Oh.
Yeah, walking through King's Aura is not allowed. It's basically walking through an actor that has collision. It's definitely not, yeah.
It makes him uncomfortable. I mean, I'll be honest, yeah. Things just passing through you would do that.
It's still one of the funniest things to me when you watch people doing, I think it comes up with Dungeon ER, where like Jabu is somewhere else. So you beat Jabu, and then you come back and you move King Zora with the letter, and he just moves across and Ruto appears. So it's like, oh god, what did you do? No, Ruto just walked through King Zora, that's all it was. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the charitable explanation. More endless possibilities, which is what the seed is currently providing. Was that second hurt?
Really, really good fight there.
That's an interesting way of doing those hits, actually.
I think at some point Mario will consider dipping Forest for sure, with the way the hero there, but
Yeah, like you
everything
want
pointing to Shadow has to be so tempting right now as well.
Yeah. Also, brief musical interlude. This music does not seem fitting for this dungeon.
It's really good. So
It's good, but it doesn't seem fitting. Oh god, yeah, that's a good point. We're gonna have Ganon's access in a bit.
oh yeah, true. Yeah.
This is Dungeon 4. It's like, why do you not just beat this now? Also, Fetchy Sleeping Bags have probably got 2 of the longest linear dungeons left in the game, Forest and Shadow.
I was gonna say, at least they're different, but then the problem is that they cross over afterwards, and it's like, great, Forest and Shadow, and we've already seen both of them? Oh.
Are you not entertained? And if you find something here, what's your next play? Forest?
I mean, if it's Hammer,
Could be fun. There's absolutely no reason to go to fire today until you have the hammer. Foolish, Ooh, foolish fire is there. Yeah. Now, the boss keys hammer chest, we all know this. Okay, so all samples so far paid out with just the strength, which at the moment seems to be the only main advantage that What the Hell's has. But it's a pretty big advantage.
yeah, that's a pretty notable one. It's interesting because right now, What the Hell's kind of has the item advantage on that front, but the difference is whether Mario finds something else that pushes him back to Forest. If all of Shadow ends up not being required and What the Hell's hits go mode before ever touching Shadow, then it's a huge lead.
Oh,
But if all of Shadow is still required, and everything Mario is doing right now is required anyway, then he doesn't lose any time by not doing Forest yet.
yeah, it all depends on where stuff is at this point. If there's still deep in Shadow, then it's not a time save, it's just...
It's time he's not losing.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Well, we know one thing's going to be in Shadow, we know Double Magic's going to be in here, right?
Of course, always, always.
I thought the bottom check wasn't bomb locked.
Oh, in Forest? Yeah, no, because both bows were so far.
Right.
Oh no, one of the bows was in Cavern, right? In
Ice
Dominguez Cavern?
Where was Letter?
No. What the hell's got a bow from? Did he get? Oh, it was Mario who got it. Yeah. Okay.
Also, yeah, Strength was the map chest in Forest. Oh, yeah, cards hand him a letter because no way in.
Yeah.
And we can't get the tail because that also requires the same requirement.
For some reason, I was thinking it was What the Hells who got it at that point, not Mario, so I was thinking it was in DC. Like, did they have strength? Doesn't matter.
It's definitely a very interesting scene so far. Very front-loaded. We're only an hour in, by the way. Just saying. This room, What the Hell's is in, it always worries me, because I'm always scared I'll fall into that pit and just lose all the time.
There are ways to set that up to not be a problem, but also, like, it's so much nicer when you have Wind just in case.
Oh, that was nice.
Not really. That Star Force fight was ridiculous. What?
I wish I was that good.
Like, I've seen people do that kind of thing before, but I've never seen it work out quite so perfectly, I don't think.
Also, 15 skulls currently. I forgot what was on 30. Was it a hook shot?
Yeah.
Hook, okay. Yeah, Shadow is also, crucially, bomb-locked. Or scale-locked. Because the magic was locked behind either one of those or hover boots, and the hover boots were bomb-locked. Or bow-locked, which is also bomb-locked.
Oh, and you need the bombs to get through the wall near the start.
That too, yes. I was, go for it. I forgot the simple one.
Getting into Shadow is also bomb-locked, but yeah. This far is, 100% hard bomb-locked.
Just a bit. Oh, strength for Link to go on.
Yeah, you can get the strength from Forest to get the hovers from Link to Goron.
Okay, so the magic's in logic.
So the magic goes into logic.
So we can get in.
But none of this is because bombs. Yeah.
Oh.
And no
right.
Nocturne. True.
Yeah. Never mind. It was still bomb locked.
I keep forgetting there's a song for Shadow. I don't know how I keep doing this.
Nah, just hookshot jump.
You just get so hung up on the items like every time. It's like, oh, I still need dins and I still need hovers and... Oh yeah, song, right.
Hey, free hugs for Mr. Mario. Doesn't everyone love free hugs? Still nothing major extra in either dungeon, really.
Yeah, this has to be kind of daunting in Mario's shoes now. You've gone this far through Shadow and found nothing. You're like, was it just Spirit Key logic the whole time? Am I meant to go and do the Wasteland after this?
Is it for some convoluted Shadow Trial 2 logic?
God, that's not possible, right?
Long
Right?
shot Din's fire.
Yeah, but they already have hovers.
True. Always makes it. I had to think about that one for a second.
Right, Shadow also points towards all dungeons. So it could be like, is it Spirit logic? Is it Wasteland? Is it that I need storms? Like, there's so much that this could be terrifying for, like...
Or worse, River was Way of the Hero, right?
Oh, right, yeah, it could also be frogs. The Composer Grave chest was hinted. That one is dead.
Storms on Ocarina of Time is scary now. It's a little more scary in the weeklies now as well.
Oh right, yeah, Scrubs in
Yes.
those.
That adds a couple of more grottos where Scrubs can be hiding.
It's like 20 something checks now behind storms.
It's a lot. We haven't seen Narpitic yet.
No digging.
Oh. And an hour and 3 minutes in, and Mr. Mario has reached their 5th heart container. Oh, we don't see this very often. A triple pot room. Those of you wondering where the 5th skull is in Shadow Temple, there it is. I'm still just vibing over here to the
Death by
Death by
Glamour.
Glamour
Yeah.
music.
Also, can I just point out the skull routing right now? 16 on Mario's side, 17 on What the Hell's. Like, they are side by side on skulls. It is incredible.
It is quite remarkable given they've taken different routes as well. Just shows how good these runners are at routing through Skulltulas. Given you most likely would like to have 30. Still halfway through. And it only really speeds up from here. Ah, Phantom Cannon. How I hate thee.
I always feel like Mario's next play is going to be Forest. Not so much for the way of the hero, like, that is obviously a pretty big factor, but also because while he's checking for the way of the hero and whether or not he can reach it, he still has like 3 skulls he can reach in Forest.
Oh yeah. There's Handsome Ganon. Can we get a smooth a bongo? Everyone loves bongo.
Oh, the early snipe as well. Nice.
That delay is interesting. I'm guessing that's to make sure he doesn't leave early.
I think it was just to, yeah. Oh, whoa!
God.
Forest way of the hero.
So it wasn't the strength, it was the hammer, right?
Could be both. Could always be both.
Strength 2 from adult 1 finish.
Amazing. Amazing.
The Ocarina of Time Randomizer League, everybody!
This is an exception.
If that had been Strength 2 on Bongo,
Oh my god.
that would have been...
Well, for what it's worth, though, Shadow did nothing. Shadow contributed nothing.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a bet. Get your guesses in. Where do you think Strength 2 is? Bear in mind, there is potentially 2 locations for this, because there are 2 strength upgrades. But only the one we get first will count. Think carefully about this. Remember your foolish locations. I open. Any bets for a foolish location will not count, and you may still be charged. It is better to be more specific than more general. As the closer your bet is, the better. I'm gonna go for a daring one.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go for a chest minigame. Just... I like that bet. Apparently you've got it.
I'm definitely not strong. I will take...
No, it's in your
Disagree.
pocket, that's right.
Bet light trial forehead.
Yes, it can definitely be in there.
Strength 2.
Don't bet
Yeah.
don't bet like trial, by the way.
Do not, in fact, bet light trial.
What the hell's heading towards Ice Cavern, which has already been cleared. We know it's just Nocturne. Mr. Mario tidying up some medallions.
It is definitely notable, though, that, yeah, all of Ganon's castle is now available.
Almost all.
Well, yeah. Everything except for light trial.
I have to mention that. That was really cool.
That's a different setup. I've not seen that before.
It is. Good. That blew up my nose, but it still counted.
The hitboxes on the eyes are wild. Like, the hitbox starts like halfway down the eye and basically runs to like the tip of the nose on both sides. So you can, if you blow up like the top half of the eye, it won't count. But if you blow up like the nose, it'll be like, sure, that was good.
This is why I remind our viewers that Ocarina of Time is a well-made game. You're going to want to use exclamation mark League as opposed to exclamation mark Settings. Okay. The weak cautionary tale.
There's the one where it was like, you got everything to do it early, you got an ice cavern way of the hero or something, it was like, just go to ice, just do ice as early as you can. And then it was like, I think it was, it's like Frogs in the Rain or something, had your go mode item, and basically the one person in the race who didn't do the skip got that because they were the only one who went to River as child.
Oh, God. Remember, whoop skip responsibly.
Oh, apparently there are multiple of these as well. I think the one I'm talking about is a different one. What the hell's at least just saw the Fire Foolish hint? Even if you didn't see it earlier, there was one on the way into ice as well. Oh, it was Temple.
That was pretty cool. I'm just sitting here watching these runners, learning a few new strats myself. Things I want to try.
I've said this before countless times to like a lot of people. Honestly, one of the best ways to improve at OOT is to start doing like commentary and tracking. Watching how other people do stuff, even if it's something that you already know how to do, seeing someone else's setup or seeing like the way they do the movement can give you a different idea of how to approach it, which is honestly like one of the best ways to improve at the game. Watching is just as important as playing.
True. I like that milk emote, by the way. That chugging milk emote. That's an interesting point, actually. If magic isn't directly magic locked, but it has to be all dungeons because that magic can't be Way of the Hero.
Yeah, and we've already seen everything else in River, so the only thing left is Storms. So if it's not the magic, well, it's Storms, so it's still all dungeons.
How to get good at Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Avoid playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer. I mean, it's a bold strategy. Let me know if it works out for you. Oh, this boss music is Mario Galaxy, and that's one of my favourite soundtracks. And it's actually really done really well in this as well. Is this Boy Base or Battle Rock? Or do we use the same song for both? This strat is super cool, by the way.
Oh, good. So good.
I think I've pulled it off exactly once.
I know there's a version I've seen where you can get, like, the first bombchu, like, as you land, basically. You don't do the ground jump one. But the ground jump version was one of those ones that when I was, like, still learning, I was like, oh, this looks so difficult. This is going to be terrible. This is going to take me ages to learn. And then when I finally sat down to learn it, I was like, oh no, this is fine. This is okay. But it took me years to get to the point where I considered doing that. Like,
another thing I can suggest to people coming in and learning stuff, it may look tough, but give it a try. Sometimes tricks that look really difficult can actually be simple enough with a setup. There are cases sometimes where it's not as hard as it looks.
And funnily enough, actually, probably the hardest trick I've ever learned looked really easy.
Yeah, appearances can be deceiving.
It's just one where it's like, you just see up and jump, and I'm really bad at getting the angle, so because there's no visual cue for it, so...
Oh.
Yeah. It's the glitchless jump to the block and fire. I'm terrible at it. I'm awful at it.
Yeah, 50 people used to live there. Now it's a ghost town. Did I just make that reference?
It does feel like it's a little out of place, right? Like, you just swap it in the graveyard. Like, or Shadow!
Yeah.
Swap that and Shadow!
That would be perfect! I'd actually find Shadow bearable if it had Lavender Town in it. Lavender Town music.
It's pretty good with Death by Glamour as well.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Which means if it is AD, we have to go to Well, we get Death by Glamour again. More simple way to hear it.
On that note, what the hell's is moving into Shadow here? Moving in, Jesus. I didn't mean like it.
I wouldn't want to live in Shadow Temple. You get your privacy at least.
Oh, what the hell's used up all his choose earlier?
Oh, what the hell does no choose? Oh dear.
I have to quickly step away for a sec.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a very valid point there. For such a small village, Kak has a really big graveyard. But to be fair, it is also the only graveyard we see in the whole of Hyrule. So, really, it's interesting thought. Also, can I just point out the fact that earlier we had Shadow and Forest, and we were saying, oh, it's just going to happen again in reverse. Forest and Shadow. Well, I guess it is time for one of my favourite emotes. It's time to have a nap. Because we've already seen all of this, so... Oh no, what's the forest music? Oh, is it Mario64 file select? Oh god. What the hell? I have to choose to continue with Shadow. I mean, to be fair, we did have a moment earlier with puns. Shout outs to, I'm going to butcher this, Nico, for the tier 1 sub. We appreciate you.
Sorry about that. Cats.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Mario on the way to strength? Are they going to be around the same point? By the time that, like, Mario finishes Forest, well, that will be near the end of Shadow. I don't think quite done, right?
It'll be roughly neck and neck. We are still in a situation where we're looking for strength 2, and that's on both runners. Oh yeah, What the hell apparently has no choose.
Right, right.
Good luck
We'll have to leave by them, I guess, and then come back?
essentially. Mr. Mario. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I know okay, but I'm pretty sure you're meant to wear the hovers before you make the jump. It's just me, honestly. I respect your decision. You might want to wear the hovers before the jump.
I really think here, what the hell is going to go and buy bomb shoes and go back to Shadow.
I'll be fair. Possibly go over to GTG while you're buying the shoes.
It's checked Wasteland on the way, which is actually going to be really interesting information from our end.
Oh, yeah. I feel I should point out that scrubs are not enabled in these settings. If you want to see the settings, I believe !League should be the command you want.
Yeah, links to the document that has them.
Fire is in fact foolish.
Mm-hmm. I think Ganon's is probably the thing I would look at as the next, like, big play. But then Gerudo Training Grounds is there. So again, no strength is awkward for that, but not the worst.
There's a few big places. There's
Wild Spirit could honestly be a reasonable one as well. Like, lets you get into the rest of Spirit, notably.
Kills the adult one dream, but
Yeah.
The Boulder of Destiny telling us, go buy those shoes.
If you'd spent this money, you know.
Oh, is this just GTG?
Probably, I guess, doing the same thing, but the other way around. Going through the Gerudo area over to the Wasteland, and then warping from the Wasteland away, buying the shoes on the way.
That makes sense.
Is there anything he's going to want the bombs for the BMOS in GTG?
You can. Oh wow, you can make that.
And make that just about.
Okay, since I've got it empty, it's looking like it is just Mirror Shield here. Oh no, it's still 2 more checks. Yeah, it's Bloopy.
Which he's going around to check, it looks like.
Possibly big post grab here as well. No?
Huh?
Market isn't foolish, is it?
No. Fire Fortress outside Ganon's.
Huh. I'm sure picking up a big pose not a bad thing there, right?
Yeah, a little surprising, but...
I'm sure he has reasons.
Well, you've finally seen the hint for Ocarina of Time.
Yes, that song that we have no idea what it is, clearly.
Definitely, yeah. Haven't known that for what? 45 plus minutes?
Yeah. Well, I agree, going for the way to hero. You've got a big Poe on the way, right? Surely.
Yeah, that kind of baffles me. It's like... You at least... I guess you're slowing down to catch... So I do say this a lot. With something like that, you're going to stop and get the big Poe. Which then means either you want to turn it in case it's an item, or you don't turn it in because you find everything else. And it kind of feels like catching the big Poe when you don't plan to turn it in is the worst of both worlds. Because you're spending the time picking it up and not even doing a check for the time you spent on it.
See your point there.
Like, personally, I would say you want to just pick it up and probably find a way to turn it in on the way, but I can see the justification for not doing it, which is if you can't figure out a way to route in turning it in.
Hammer was at the end of Forest Temple, which flat out requires a bow, and as far as I'm aware, they're all bomb locked right now.
Yeah, we've only seen two, but they were both.
No, that is a good point, actually. No point doing big pose just yet because your bows aren't in logic.
Well, no, but they don't care about the bomb. It's more that you've got the Dins that doesn't do anything yet. What the hell's... That's why I'm surprised at this play, though. Like, why is he going this way to get to Fortress, which I guess is for Field?
Field and the Hammerlock check.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, yeah, it's Fortress. It's Fortress. Sorry. Yeah.
It is essentially just strength 2, yes. Bomb bag for logic, but realistically, we just don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
You can either have bomb chews or you can buy bomb chews. Pretty simple. Is this TTG or is this just opening up the way to there? To Wasteland? If it's the way to Wasteland, you'd come it from the other way.
I guess if you wanted to clear Field out, though, clear out the remaining options in Field would give... Yeah, it's still pushing towards a Way of the Hero location, even if you've already found something there. So I can see it.
Oh, head towards Wasteland. I guess they just wants to tidy up the field checks, which makes sense.
I'm always a little like shaky with the whole clear your way of the hero kind of thing, because like if you found something, you found something, like that justifies it. But there's situations where it's good and bad, and it's like it's kind of just an in the moment thing. So I think I can see it. The real final boss, the ladder.
Who would win, a giant evil pig or one laddery boy?
Ladders, man. That sounds like the worst superhero ever.
True. Bomb chews, what the hell's there? That's 10 more bomb chews for 200 rupees. It's not the best deal in the world, but really, when you're desperate, you'll take anything.
If you need them, you need them.
True.
And yeah, like clearing out the wasteland here as well is just like doubling down on that Din's Fire and Magic. If you find nothing in the wasteland and find nothing in Shadow, you're like, okay, it's either Spirit Logic or it's all dungeons, like 100%. Whereas Mario still has that extra question mark thrown in there.
True. So look, it's also an extra sculpture now, which you might want for 30. Getting more and more likely you will need it for 30.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, that's vanilla.
Looking like it's either Spirit Logic or it's Song of Storms.
Oh boy. Composer Grave Chest is dead. We've had that hinted.
Mm-hmm.
We know Shadow's cleared. It could still be just Central Pillar.
Whether the other wallet is just lying in spirit somewhere.
Possible. Have we had... I mean, we haven't got Sunsong right now. I'm pretty sure Sunsong is locked behind Spirit Temple.
It is, yeah.
So at that point, there's no point doing it. And I would even go so far as to say that Sunsong is just flat out dead at this point.
Yeah, no, 100%.
30 skills without it.
Mm.
Quite comfortably, actually. Ah, yes. The ghosts. Everyone
They're both
outposts?
They're both basically going to be at 20 skulls once they're done with the dungeons they're in, right?
I think so. I haven't got an exact count. I didn't see what that last one was. The last count, but...
Earlier in the dungeon, it was like 16 and 17 at least, but...
What the hell's apparently on 21?
Already on... Okay, so what the hell's already done with 21, with 20 at least?
We'll see in a moment exactly what the hell.
And I think Mario's probably around that point. Probably on 20, given the, where he was going into Forest.
Ooh, what would be the worst location for Strength 2?
The
way it's going, I would say, since no one's been there, Hot Rod or Goron.
So I think the worst one for it would, weirdly, probably be Dampe digging at this point. Because, firstly, it feels like you should have done it earlier. And so if one of the runners gets strength on Dampe, they're going to be like, oh my god, I should have had this an hour ago, Graveyard was way of the hero, and the other person's definitely going to have it already. And at the same time, depending on when they find their other items, they probably don't do that until they've done all dungeons and are heading towards bottom of the well.
True.
The worst thing would be to get all of the other items early and then have it be on Dampe.
Double digging has not been done. Chickens hasn't been done. Adult Spirit is no more look there for Strength 2. There's probably a very good reason for that.
I mean, you know, climbing to the top of Spirit as child is also actually a pretty reasonable pick, though.
True.
Although, honestly, I kind of want to see one of them go to Spirit soon, because it's almost progression to do the child side. To, like, get some of your keys, be able to power through a little more easily later.
Mr. Mario is on 21 skulls. So not far behind the skull count right now. Okay.
The issue, I think, with YOLOing any play in water is that you have to change the water level a ton of times. I could see doing Central Pillar before the block push ice switch one. But that's about it, because it's all to do with the water level in water. Like, there's not really a good way to change things other than when you do Dragon Chest.
Yeah. And now the music has returned to Great Palace. Or just any palace.
Honestly, the first thing I ever saw of Zelda 2 was last night, so I have no idea. To me, this is Hyrule Temple from Melee.
Fair enough.
Have we seen Bonflower Shacks? What the hell's saving those chews now?
Save and choose. Yeah, it makes sense. Save and choose. You can I do a few more things to them? That's also 24 for what the hell? They can have their long shot soon. And now the question remains: who's going to Ganon's castle first? Probably Mr. Mario's the next stop, right?
Yeah, but it's not Ganon's after this, is it?
Might be Fire for the progression.
Right, you can just clear out Fire for the thinking time that it gives you. And then Ganon's, Spirit, GTG? The downside to Ganon's is that it has no skulls.
Yeah, that is a problem there.
No bombs for Fire, I agree. Nope. Not doing Fire without bombs, 100% agree.
It's not possible for Virtual Bomb Bag to be in Ganon's castle.
Right. The thing is that, if they finish this seed never finding a bomb bag, they're not going to complain. They don't care. You don't need a bomb bag to finish this unless the strength is on bomb tube bowling or whatever. But they could find their second or third bomb bag logically and be perfectly happy with doing bomb tube bowling with that. And they could just find strength 2 and be in go mode, and it doesn't matter that Ganon's castle is out of logic to them.
Oh, yeah. For the higher level you get, the more logic becomes just a suggestion.
It's something you want to keep track of, but it's not something you want to strictly adhere to. And in terms of bombs, especially, where you absolutely do not need bombs here. If you find strength 2, you just go and finish the game.
Yeah, you need, like, what, 1 bomb to at that point? Potentially 2?
Yeah, you use the rest on Volvagia afterwards. Like, you just throw the rest at fire.
I remember someone mentioning once that they wanted to try an in-logic only race.
I remember that suggestion's come up a few times. It's really funny because we were like, there's probably only like 3 people who would finish it without being disqualified if you have to go to Spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Just like do like child side only the first 2 checks, and then adult side only the first 2 checks, and then immediately go to child climb, and then you're fine.
And then bomb tubes become your worst nightmare.
All these bomb tubes, and it's like, well, they're faster, they explode quicker. That's about it.
So, like the Majora's Mask, then.
And yeah.
Oh god. Logic only race with these settings?
Beautiful. Love it.
Oh, you think Song of Time Way to Hero for Highest Goron is bad? What if I told you we've had a seed in these settings where it's been... You've got to be kidding me. Well, that's out of logic.
Well, who cares? You might find bomb bag 2 or 3 in here, and then you just move on and don't care about the first one.
Just smile, wave, and try to plot murder on the logic, everyone.
Wave at the logic as it flies by.
And if you look to your left, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see the logic. It's many miles from where we are right now. Okay, so as I was saying before that explosive interruption, I have seen a league under a seed under these kind of settings where the Song of Time Way to Hero wasn't for highest Goron. It was for just reaching Volvagia in the first place.
Yeah, you got all your keys way before the highest Goron and Hammer Chest and everything. You didn't need it for that. But the hovers were locked by Volv, and you needed Song of Time to get up to hammer down the platform.
It was an experience. I can't remember who rolled it. Because they should frame that one. Just... Well, obviously can get a bit bonkers at times, but then you feel big brain when you puzzle it all together.
I feel like that's kind of the strength of it, is like, the logic is usually exactly the same. Like, the logic in this seed has been no different from anything you would see in a weekly right now. But when it is different, it really rewards the players who are able to follow that in the moment.
Yeah. Like knowing that a certain has to be in a location because there's nowhere else it can logically be. For example, when you have Song of Time in Ice Cavern, and suddenly Ruto's letter becomes really important. You know where it can't be.
I think one of the funniest seeds we watched in testing was one where, like, the first check the players did, basically, was the man on roof, and it gave a hook shot. And we were like, oh, well, that's out of logic.
Yeah, that is very much out of logic. How to find a long shot in one check.
Oh, so it is the child play. So I'm assuming this is Spirit.
Rest in peace, my dreams of Adult 1 finish.
Oh, Dampe digging on the way through would make a lot of sense as well. For sure. Especially with the dip into Ganon's just before this.
Yep, sets the time to dusk.
You know what? Do you not go and check Bomb Tube Bowling first? Nah, I guess not. I guess...
It's debatable. I don't feel I really want to right now. Oh, I thought it was going to be a slam dunk then. Straight into the hole. I feel I want to push down base slightly more because it's potentially way the hero location.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, for God's sake!
God, really?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's your logic. Remember when we waved to the logic? Give it a nice big hug. Oh, Jesus H.
So now the Dins doesn't have to be Way of the Hero, but the magic still is. So at that point, you got to worry about Lens Game.
I feel I should point something out for chat right now. That's not a Spear 1 bomb bag. That's Spear 0.
Big thing.
That is available with nothing. Oh. That's... Ladies and gentlemen, the Ocarina of Time Randomizer League. This doesn't always happen.
For what it's worth, I will say this. Spheres are like the most bizarre way to talk about things, because when people reference stuff, Sphere 0 means anything you can check immediately, which, like, technically in the spoiler log, an age change is considered a sphere. But we don't talk about it like that. Sphere 0 is anything you can check from the start of the game with no other items. And then anything after that is Sphere 2, and onwards. Like, there is no Sphere 1 the way anyone talks about it.
I would argue the only case where an age change should be a sphere is if you have to go find Song of Time.
Closed door, yeah.
Closed door is annoying at best.
Beautiful.
Or entrance random, but I just had a whole separate set of spheres.
The combination of the two is the best when you can get the entrance randomizer to go through Spirit to get your Song of Time from the Colossus so that you can go adult.
Oh. Well,
So it's going to be curious to see what the hell's next play is, because right now it looks like he's basically a step behind Mario. I'm trying to think of what he's done that Mario hasn't, but there's not a lot coming to mind. I think it's the time lost from going back and forth for the bombs.
probably... That sounds right, yeah.
Right, the Grudo card as well, yeah, for sure.
Oh my god. What about Bolero to access Ice Cavernous Child to get your Song of Time? I know what you're referencing there, and I hate it. Yeah, there's a bomb bag right there, which is out of logic. And then you go and talk to Danpei right after this as a kid to get your actual logical one.
I'm curious to see if What the Hells does the market checks on the way through. Especially considering he skipped the big Poe earlier. He's like, clearly got a kind of focused game plan right now. But I feel like that kind of fell apart when Shadow didn't pay out.
Yeah. Okay, what's this one?
So there was one key on child side. This looks like it's going to be fire locked. It's looking like Spirit has a really high chance to be fire locked right now.
Well, we can take both of them right now.
So very specifically, this doesn't actually say anything. I guess if there are no keys here, it says something. Did he?
Not sure what the goal was there.
Yeah, very specifically, the fire things here don't actually say that much. If there's a key, then you're like, okay, cool, there is a key here. If there's strength 2, you laugh, cry, and go adult.
Run.
But you won't know if it's fire locked perfectly until. You won't know if it's fire locked until you are able to come in as adult and see that neither of the first 2 checks are, or one of. If both of the first 2 adult checks are keys, this is still not fire locked yet. Or very specifically, not by a fire source. It can be from the sticks.
Use my emote for this, come on.
They are fire locked with the keys, but you. Oh, was it the one seed where it was magic in those?
Well,
yeah, it would be if it's an item. Oh, that was a key, so. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. It's if there's an item in them that it isn't.
Yeah, item makes it possible.
But it's just a key. So fire arrows we still know nothing about.
True. I was going to say, yes, Spirit. I mean, all adult dungeons are 100% key locked. Anywhere between 5 and 8.
Oh. And Zelda speed puns coming in strong again.
Yes, for today only, we are apparently Zelda speed puns, which is probably the reason why they got me on today.
Why am I here for this then? I'm the worst person for that. Oh my god.
I mean, was there a save in there somewhere?
Yeah, I think just before entering the key door.
Okay. So we've got to keep one key. Also, screw that bird. Does anyone like that bird? Like, seriously? Oh, oh look, it's fire arrows.
That changes. We still don't know where magic is. So the second magic, right now the bins there isn't Way of the Hero for Spirit. But the bomb bag there can still be Way of the Hero. And the magic, we haven't found the second magic, so it's going to be in bottom of the well, isn't it? It's going to be in bottom of the well.
No, it's going to be in chess game. Oh, we have a dog friend for chess game, for Boltu Bowling. Oh, you want
that's
that?
A good one. That's a pretty good one right now.
It's not going to go out my way for Raw's win, but...
Mario trying to do salves and it's just like, wait, this dog's in my way? What do I do?
Just bowing to dog friend. It's fine, block the dog. Dogs are invincible in this game. Honestly, I didn't see what that dive was. It can't have been strength 2, otherwise we wouldn't be in Fire Temple, but I'd be in Spirit first.
Yeah, hold on, nothing.
And there's still something that something's going to use a Provos for. Where are you? Do you get this play?
What, the castle fairy?
No, it goes towards chess game and moving away. I'd have thought chess minigame would have been the first choice before coming out here. It wasn't hinted, was it?
No, no.
I don't get this. To be fair, it doesn't matter what time of day, so you could just go back, but that's... What time of night, sorry. What time of night?
Oh yeah, I don't know, I guess... You're planning to save reset maybe, but I don't know. Coming out here for this and then... I guess if you're like in the situation where you're like, I have to full clear, then this is the correct order to do it because it's faster to save quit out of chess game than vice versa.
True.
Although to walk out and then save quit from here.
But
at that point, you're in the position where you're like, I have to do literally every check. Like, I'm full clearing. Because otherwise, I think you just skip one for now and come back to it later.
Also, with on-screen trackers to believe, at the moment we have 26 on both sides. The skull count.
I do like the save there from Mario. The equip and save all in one go is setting up really nicely to go and, like, dip into Jabu, open that up, leave FW there after this. How do you get back to Jabu from here, though?
Save warp remind me was field outside valley?
Yeah.
You haven't got a scale, so it's a long way back. It has to be closest alphabet's Prelude at that point. Or
I'm wondering
Serenade,
if...
Owl, and Walk.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think Serenade and Owl is probably what I would be looking at, but it's like... You're safe. I guess if you're safe quitting out of Lens game, then yeah.
Oh. Or,
okay, you've got a scale. Now you save quit, and you go from Valley down to Lake, and... I guess you could just play Serenade, but that's not the point.
Not necessarily required, but it does save you some time.
Yeah, helpful. Helpful if nothing else.
Now, if you want to go Jabu or just hand him a letter, just go Serenade and... Or at this point, if you hand him a letter, you are going to Jabu.
Love the song remixes.
They are a nice little touch to Ocarina playing. What the hell stands to take the time investment to climb through fire? I can see it.
And again, we mentioned this earlier, like, you want to come here with the bomb bag. You got the bomb bag. It gives you, like, a bit of thinking time to go, okay, what's my logic? What's next for me to go and do? This is, like... You have to do it at some point so you don't lose time doing this, and it can give you, like, really refresh, kind of, your position in the seed.
I am confident in saying that we are back in logic completely now. There is no way we can be out.
Pretty sure you're right.
One, two, three. We are apparently missing away the hero hint as well.
Still missing one, yeah.
Oh, I love seeing the sword trails going up here.
What hints haven't we seen that are, like, reasonable to pick up?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think of what there is, and, like... There's not a lot. We've seen most of the hints. It's just... I guess, like, the bad castle ones, and, like, we're missing two castle ones, we're missing, like, the, valley one, we're missing the storms ones. Like, there's a few that are, like, awkward to get to, or slow to get to. Or just locked right now.
Oh god, I saw a message in chat, back of Lake hints are always reasonable.
No.
I would like to know your definition of reasonable, because I'm not sure most people would share it.
Low. Did we see Merry-Go-Round?
I can't remember.
I think so.
What I missed to beat the seed? Exactly one item. A pair of silver gloves. Silver gauntlets would finish the seed at this point.
Oh, Mr. Mario with the meta play here. If I do domain, what the hell's never will? Easy win.
Oh! Oh no, this is interesting. To be fair, the rupees are grouped really close together.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we need silver gauntlets, so of course the chat is...
Oh,
oh, that's not good.
that's... With the rupee placement, this is still fine, I think, but it's definitely closer than it should
no,
be.
it's not anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's bad, that's bad. Now you just pick one and go with it. So the rupees were good.
Oh. This could be close. Is it
rupees
3-9?
That good.
Oh, no, that's fantastic. Oh, almost as...
And, yeah, this should be good, though.
Lake Hiding's fire spot, shoot the sun, that would be, and I believe that's hinted foolish.
Shoot the sun is, yeah.
Wait a second, I need to check something. Okay. I am confusing seeds, cool.
And shoot the sun was a sometimes hint.
Yeah, I was thinking George the main was foolish for some reason. This is definitely a Lord Jabu Jabu's Berry play.
Yeah, yeah. Earlier when Mario did the equips for Lens Game, he also equipped FW, and I felt like that was a play towards dipping Jabu. Bomb bag and fire!
Okay, I feel that
was the right lava maze.
Oh,
right
good
lava
point.
maze a key.
Chat is saying bomb locked. That would do it.
I guess the bows right now are... Oh, it was the one down...
Oh,
okay.
Foolish.
I thought it was the one at the top. Ignore me. Yeah.
Why is it foolish?
Oh, also that. Yeah, okay. That one I should have caught. Fair shout. Fair shout.
That has... Yeah.
So the bombs in the graveyard are 100% way of the hero. 100% guaranteed, no questions asked.
So, for those of you who are unaware how a bomb bag can appear there, since it is locked by another bomb bag, it's foolish hintable.
So very specifically, because of the way the hints are written, one of them has to be way of the hero before another can appear in a foolish location.
Yes.
So that confirms that the graveyard way of the hero, it could still be for Dins. Like, Dins could still be way of the hero, but the bomb bag definitely is. 100%.
Yeah, there we go. I'm always a little iffy on the hints. Light arrows are in the graveyard as well. Those cannot be explicitly hinted way of the hero. Light arrows in Zelda's Lullaby cannot be explicitly hinted way of the hero, but they can be in a way of the hero location.
Right, right.
Also, boss key on the Pierre check. You just stop all the way down now.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to shout out Link is has quite impressive leg strength. Falls, what I believe is 3 or 4 stories. Has a heart of damage.
Just kind of shudders a bit and then gets up and moves on, yeah.
It's impressive, to say the least.
Alright.
Of note for the bomb bag way of the hero thing, that can only happen with progressive items that don't themselves unlock checks. So it can't happen with scale, and it can't happen with strength, because those specifically unlock checks for each step.
But things like bombs, bow, slingshot.
Yeah, anything that only unlocks checks if for the first one you get.
It'll be interesting to see what the hell's decided on then. So, you know, mentioned earlier, doing Foolish Fire now is probably to give himself a bit of breathing room, a bit of a time to think and figure out his next play. I'd be curious to see what he's decided on with this.
I am curious. This will be a 5th medallion. We just need to get a strength silver done at that point. Well, done quicker than you would have been before. Oh, I never like having Ravagia that close to the hole there. You catch her with the bomb and you're losing the quick kill. Is that death? Yeah, that's death. Excellent. Boomerang chest is dead, so... Oh, wow! Only just making that.
I've had it exactly once before, where I threw her, she hit the switch, but she was like half off it on the floor, and where the floor moves, she just like slid off the switch.
Oh.
Exactly once, never again.
What the hell's deciding to blow themselves up? Because why not? When in doubt, drop a bomb. That's how it works.
It's interesting.
Right? Sorry. Yeah.
It's when you're angry. It's when you're mad at what's happening, right? I feel like Mario is committing to AD here. I feel like he's pushing the all dungeons play completely at this point. Him going adult here is probably to grab the last couple of skulls and do water. And I don't know if it's so much a committing to all dungeons as what else can he do? Like,
there is very
they
little
both
left open.
They both have exactly one play left that they've not done, I think. And I don't understand why they've not gone to GTG, other than skulls. Other than they want the skulls instead.
It took me a second to realise what the house was doing, but I remembered that going to Ganon's castle doesn't have a daytime scene. It exists in nighttime only. Specifically dusk. So go in there, sets your time to dusk. So, stop digging.
Time for what the hell's to, yeah, see the logic.
Probably cry internally a little. I would.
Aren't you?
And then work out what the heck's going on next. Huh. Trying to work out what the heck happened. What the hell's happened?
Alright, 2 hour mark. It's a good time to remind people this is the first ZSR restream of the OoTR League. Division 1 match, Mario versus What the Hells. They will have to play again during this season. The season will be roughly 3 months. I think it's
Sounds about right.
late August that it ends. So, hopefully more races to come. Definitely at least one more Division 1 race has been scheduled between What the Hells and Ryu Kane.
That should be good to watch. Honestly, there's so many races in this league that I want to see, never mind the top divisions.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to react to that long shot and realised, oh yeah, we knew.
It was really funny when we did like placing everyone for these divisions, because there's so many situations where we looked at one and we're like, they're ranked way too low, they should be higher than this, and then we'd look at everyone higher and we're like, no, actually this seems about right.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to note that when people think about it, Division 6, which you would think isn't quite that high, is about halfway through the league based on how it's structured. So that's roughly the halfway point. Also, nice double defense there. I must have missed that last chest earlier.
I was gonna say, early on at least, What the Hell's definitely had like the kind of health lead, and it looked like, yeah, health is always, max hearts is always kind of a way to figure out who's done more checks generally, even if it doesn't mean anything in terms of your progression, but it's a good way to see like, this person's got more hearts, so they've probably done more stuff. And yeah, What the Hell's had like a pretty clear lead earlier, but yeah, Mario's caught up decently.
Okay, yeah, that only having one key here, say all your words surely better than this. That definitely confirms the bomb bag is not way to hear. Well, it's frustration, but you know what I mean.
No, I'd missed it on the it was also on the bombable check, which I'd missed earlier.
Words are hard, songs are hard, logic is hard.
Turns out everything about this game is pretty difficult, even when it comes to just talking about it. talking about it, playing it, restreaming it, organizing events in it, like everything. All of it's difficult.
True. But on the plus side, according to the music, we can in fact do anything. Chaos, chaos. Logic is easier than words. That.
It took me a while. It took me a while to get that.
I feel like I missed something, but okay.
Typing is hard. Typed poorly.
Oh, right, that one. Okay.
Just took me a little while to click. I've definitely accidentally played Prelude trying to go into Zora's Domain before. No, 100% definitely done that. Like, no, I don't want to walk.
Hello.
Get away.
I was hoping we'd see this.
Nice. For context here, when the runners had started up their streams and we were just kind of waiting for things to kick off, they were both in the practice run practicing different things, and that's what Mario was doing, was that jump.
It seems if we can pull it off, it's actually a really good way of getting through that block room a lot quicker than you normally would.
I gotta say, as far as like playing songs wrong goes, the weirdest one I think I've ever seen was someone who managed to play Requiem when they were trying to play Song of Time.
I can understand Requiem with Bolero.
They got Song of Time wrong, and they kind of just panicked and hit the buttons and ended up with Requiem.
I can understand Requiem Bolero because at least they both start with like down A bits. Mr. Mario finishing up fire. What the hell's doing Child Spirit we've already seen? Lasers. Well, I like lasers. If you don't like lasers, I think I have to call you boring. I mean, they're lasers.
I don't like BMOS though.
Oh, BMOS suck. Lasers are cool.
I'm okay with lasers, but preferably not when they're fired at me, you know?
Understandable. Yeah, that's a fair concern. Oh. Right, yeah, Metal Revolver to further in that cutscene, that makes sense.
I know that the standard thing for the hover jumps is always like Ice Cavern because it's where they're most prominent, but it's the fire ones that always get me. I love watching people use the hovers to jump around fire.
It's always so much fun to just watch this kind of movement. Oh yeah! You could just do that.
It's so good! It's so good!
Why has that never occurred to me? That has literally never occurred to me. I can just skip the Torchlight platform.
Mario Set Pierre, I don't think so.
I hope so.
That's W, but...
There.
Is he gonna use it now, or is he just gonna... As in, is he gonna warp to it now, or is he just gonna play Serenade?
Oh.
That's not Serenade.
That is very much not Serenade. It's got some of the notes of Serenade.
Getting the long shot to come back and do pixel shot?
I mean, it's one way of doing it.
Yeah, no, I approve. I like it.
I mean, you might want the long shot anyway, just in case.
He hasn't done the late checks, though, right?
No,
he hasn't, because he hasn't got fire arrows, and they were up on the roof.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mario go over to Lake after this anyway. You're
You'll
gonna
get one-
Faro's next to where Pierre spawns anyway, like, you might as well at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now... Wait, I'm confused.
He's already
Go-
done Pierre's Child, for sure, yeah. Because he did it before going to Kokiri Forest, where What the Hells didn't. That was like the big first split.
Oh.
Water time!
This I wasn't expecting.
We love Waterstone, let's go!
It's a good bookstore in the UK, yeah. I will
anymore?
never not make that joke.
Does it even exist anymore? I don't think it does, right?
Oh no, it's still a thing.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh.
There's one in City Centre where I live.
All the ones in my hometown closed down.
I mean, we still have the bet open. We still not open. We still have the bet lurking of where Strength 2 is.
Yeah, that's been set up. That was there for a while and like was put in place a while ago because it's
Been a while.
well, we've been hunting for a short while now. Yeah.
Been close to an hour.
The bet was closed a while back, but
Oh, there we go. That chest is notoriously annoying. Oh look, a refill of bombs. Find someone had one of those. Except you got 40.
where is in logic still? I know, bet twinner over. Thanks, Rob. I will still always tell the story about like the first time I did commentary for a race was on one of Rob's races, and I was like, Rob's a bit memey, like he's a bit of a shitter sometimes. I feel like he might be tricking us. And Rob came into the Discord afterwards and actively pinged me and called me out like, no, I legitimately have speedrun Adam's Family Values.
I remember hearing
The
that
first
story.
race I ever did on comms, I was just like, alright, you know what, show you in this way.
Adam's Family Values. I have never heard of that game before that story.
It was because he put in the like runner survey of how do you pronounce your name. You can pronounce it however you want, and so I spent the entire race saying Razirog to Zerog.
Oh my god. Alright, so Water Temple has had one key so far.
So we've had one check in water so far as well. So
Yeah, it's the bomb refill.
yeah. Only 4 total, so it's worth just keeping a count on those.
Oh yeah. Counting with Yoshi-kun and Sean Woody.
That didn't work.
It worked
Oh,
surprisingly
that one
well,
did.
actually. Nice save. Oh, that's
Okay,
two.
so they're all key locked. The remaining 2 checks have to be key locked. For anyone who doesn't know the way water works out, there are 3 checks locked behind 2 keys each. Only one of those can logically be a key. So
More precisely.
the other 2 have to be the remaining checks, or one of them can be a boss key leading to the remaining check there.
More precisely, I should mention, all of these checks require 2 keys to reach. This one, Dark Link, and...
The river chest, yeah.
Can you not do the tricks to get over here at Hobbers when you have the hover boots, please? I feel quite inadequate right now.
Faster.
As I was saying, these are actually locked logically by 5 small keys. That is the only reason that only one of them can have a small key on them. Oh my god. Well, that's a bow. That's 3 items, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So do you just rush up towards the Dark Link loop now, or do you do the other checks in case they have the boss key? I actually think that's a really tough question. Because you want to find this last check, and you want to, like... Although, we don't want to go and find this last check, but at the same time, you want the boss key.
True. It's more consistent of running in a straight line. Okay, I feel only slightly called out here. Oh, it's a cool one, actually. I like this fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was
not quite.
odd, yeah.
You ended up in the block. Also, just going to point out while we've been focusing on water for a moment, what the hell is in Shardgorn City and has found almost exactly nothing.
Yep, dad nothing, pot nothing.
What
Hot
about Crazy Uncle? Crazy Uncle nothing.
That wasn't your bet, was it? You just said that earlier as like one of the worst places for strength to be.
No, my bet was chess game, I believe. That's gone.
Ah.
It would kind of be a bad place when you think about it. How do people actually do that check? Before the 3-hour mark, normally.
Oh, has Mario lit the torch and is now coming to raise the water?
Yeah. So this is unusual because we're about to break science here. Because I would like to know what kind of lit torch stays lit when it's underwater. I believe it's still lit. No, it's not lit.
It's not lit anymore, but the door stays
it was for a
open.
second.
It was. Yeah,
It was
there
for
it
a
was.
second.
That's because the water unloaded, so the torch lit itself. Yeah, this saves you basically an extra time playing Zelda's Lullaby, and also means that you can just save here if you find the boss key and still have the water at the highest level.
This is also interesting because even with that bomb bag, you still have that nagging question. Will you need that Zora tunic that was also there? It was there, right?
It was there. It was. Zora tunic was on Dampe? I think Dampe.
Yes, Dampe adult. Uh-oh.
Shell blades. I hate shell blades.
Oh, that time gone of 20 seconds always fills me with a bit of dread.
Fine. That's fine. Worst case, you had the Zora tunic to re-equip, right?
True. Oh, that's a small key. Okay. I still would like to know why the runners are hard committed against GTG.
Yeah, that's...
What the hell's even there?
I do kind of wonder if it's the magic. I think it might be the magic logic. But the thing is, the magic logic could be for the spirit keys. It could be for... I guess if Twin Rover has the other magic, or if, like, she had Strength 3 and, like... You know, Light Trial could have the other magic somewhere as well. Like there's so many things that could be magic locked at this point. Hell, it could be bottom of the well and Strength is just chilling in GTG on its own and it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a logic decision, but it doesn't quite add up. Be interesting to ask them when they're done, actually.
Oh, yeah. This room, MrMario's room right now, is a brilliant example of why the designers of this game put hover boots behind all of these dungeons.
Hovers were made for Water Temple. I refuse to believe otherwise.
I think hover boots were made more... I mean, boots were made more for when the D-pad thing came in, clearly. The developers of the game knew that several years down the line there'd be a D-pad function.
So yeah, the thing about like the training grounds right now is, generally speaking, it's a really good location to go. It's got a lot of items there. It's pretty good for density, like checks per minute or whatever. So it's kind of surprising that neither runner's done it, and the most justifiable reason that a lot of people use is if I go there now, my opponent will have already done it. So I'm going to avoid it because if it's there, I've already lost.
And then you have both runners do that, and it turns out that 2 strengths are in there.
You end up in this situation where it's just left behind completely.
Except when Mirror Shield is on the toilet, of course. Yes, that bus key is currently locked by the Zora tunic. Morph as an item. No, wait, Dragon Chest, 50-50.
No, that's definitely a key. Because of the key logic, remember the 2 checks behind keys?
Oh, right, yeah, duh.
Boss key was one of them, so
yeah,
Morpher has to be the final check.
Yeah, okay. One day I'll remember how key logic works.
Like, again, so easy to get caught up with everything that happens in this. The easiest part of playing OT is the actual playing. That's also a lie. There is no easy part.
The easy part of OT is the dot forfeit button. Nah, that's unfair.
That's how I play. Real talk, there were a number of people in the league where we were like, we want to put them in higher divisions because we know they can be good, but they forfeit 99% of their races. Can't justify it.
The easiest part of OT is being an armchair player. I feel a tiny bit attacked right now, not gonna lie.
I've mentioned this before, Sean. You're the only one of the league organisers playing in the first season, so...
Yes, and that terrifies me. It's up to me to uphold the honour of the league organisers.
No, it's just that you're the only one who's actually playing. The rest of us are the ones sitting back and judging everyone.
Well, does that desk chair have arms?
Mine actually doesn't, and I'm really mad about it.
Mine has one arm right now. The other one went missing since before I bought it.
And that's a Deku Shield.
Did Sun get hinted?
Shoot Sun is hinted, yes.
Okay, so it's not that. Which is a shame because it's the perfect time to shoot an arrow directly at the sun.
Yeah, Mario hasn't checked fishing or lab dive yet. And we'll set Scarecrow while here, I assume. And then I hope the next play is Gerudo Training Grounds, because you can then Feroz from there back to Fire, regardless of what you find.
Are you sure it was hinted?
I am certain it was hinted. I have it written down. He might not have seen it, but it was hinted.
I'd step away for just a second.
Alrighty. Did anybody actually check King Zora? No, don't think so. That could be a funny one. So they are missing exactly Strength 2 and nothing else. We know where the light arrows are. They don't have them, but we know where they are. They were up in the graveyard. But yeah, like Mario used the blue fire to melt the red ice, but you can't talk to King Zora from behind him unless you've moved him first, and they both did the King Zora skip to jump over him. So neither of them have gone back to actually talk to him to get the check. I can only assume Mario has to be going to the Gerudo area at this point. Like, you have to. If nothing else, because he came here from Fire, set the Feroz Wind. Like, that's so convenient to do all of the training grounds, or find your required item, like find Strength 2 and then leave, and just Feroz out of GTG, into Fire.
I just came back and saw chat and... oh boy.
Yeah.
King Zora's just sitting there wondering when this kind adventure is going to come and claim the item.
I don't even know if what the hell's, like, melted the red ice. I don't even know if he did. I know
I'll be
Mario
honest,
did. I remember
I can't
that.
remember.
But yeah.
Well, grab yourself a nice refreshing drink, maybe a couple of snacks, because I feel we could be here for a while.
I just need to go and get a drink refill soon. Damn. Right, the biggest issue, without a doubt, right now is basically everything that Mario is doing. What the hell's is then doing like 5-10 minutes later? Mario still has to finish fire, but that's not going to take 10 minutes.
Yo, does that mean that what the hell is now Luigi?
Just following in Mario's shadow.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, light arrows were very clearly visible in the graveyard crate. Which they can now get. Every single way that they want to, because how
No
weird
rang yet.
that happened.
Can't do the trick to get it.
Good point. Okay.
Second rank. The second rank does show up. You panic.
Oh
If you-
God, yeah.
Keep
That's AD.
this in mind. If you walk into Gerudo Training Grounds, you shoot the first, like the eye switch, you open the 2 chests in the lobby, and you find the boomerang.
Oh.
Like, do you finish GGG first, or do you go and finish all dungeons and push bottom of the well? Which one do you do? Because right now I feel like they're following the magic logic. But, like, there's other ways that could factor in. It could just be second magic is in bottom of the well, and they don't actually need it for strength, it's just that they needed magic to do spirit.
No, any item that is not shuffled in the pool cannot be hinted way the hero, foolish, or like anything. The randomizer just completely ignores it.
Right. Yeah, beans and stuff as well.
So this is where Mr. Mario does their Hyrule Field, realises it's a mirror shield. Honestly, brings a small sigh of relief, because that's better than some incredibly dumb locations it can be.
I like the bomb to blow up the boulder and then just walk into the boulder before the bomb's even finished exploding.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, Mario got the hint for OOT.
Hmm.
Finally, didn't know
Only-
until now.
Only an hour a bit late.
Definitely had no idea. Didn't know it 2 hours ago at all.
It's a secret to everyone. Wait, wrong game. That's C1.
Oh? This is new.
This is a path to Tectite Grotto. I might even pick up a big Poe.
Yeah, getting the bow out there, like, this is new.
This is the best time to do it, right?
At least picking up the Poe here makes perfect sense to me. But, like, I don't know when you turn it in. I feel like you still want to go over to Gerudo Training Grounds, you want to do all of that, for Roswind back to fire, beat fire, and then maybe you turn in the Poe.
Yeah. Skull Mask is hinted to be nothing. Chickens is hinted to be a bad check.
We have not seen chickens yet.
No chickens. I don't feel we see chickens until either we're in desperation mode or we go to Well, which is behind all dungeons.
Mario already checked the wasteland, right?
Not sure.
I think he did. In which case, reversing over to get that on... Like, you're not getting that on the way. Oh, if Mario hasn't, then yeah, reversing after big pose is perfect. Okay. Because I was thinking, like, you want to do the hammer rocks as well, so Epona over to, like, the whole Guru area is probably best, but yeah, if he's not done Wasteland, then yeah, definitely reverse.
As regards to the hashtag I see in chat, no, do the check, you cowards.
Also, that's, by the way, some more time that What the Hell's has to gain back on Mario is the Garuda Guard fight.
True.
Like, it's not a huge amount, but it is still something.
Well, that's anticlimactic. I was hoping for a much more interesting big pose. Light arrows are found in the graveyard. Last check left there.
I was hoping big pose would be a boomerang.
Sunsong maybe isn't. Oh no, there's no point worrying about Sunsong Grave. Because once
Right.
again, it's locked behind the go mode.
That's the one thing that we actually can rule out, because yeah, everything else is like, the hints don't tell us anything at this point. Like, everything's in logic, everything lines up neatly. But Spirit is the last dungeon, and it locks Sunsong. It's like the one thing we can rule out.
So, I feel the last time I was on commentary, I saw the same thing in chat. Nobody likes Shadow Trial 2. I like Shadow Trial 2.
I still remember all the fun of the Plando drafts.
Oh yeah.
For
Also,
anyone who missed those, it was like everyone places an item in the seed, somebody Plandos it all together, and then you basically metagame off of everybody else who's racing and where they would have placed the items. Shadow 2 showed up quite a lot.
I wonder why. It wasn't that I was involved in a lot of them. No, I couldn't be it.
It was me in the first one, so... The Majora's Mask music is normal, yeah. Mario has an audio thing going, so there's some different music playing at times.
There are some unusual music tracks in this. I'm not going to go into the list, actually, because I'll be here all day.
I remember the race I did that in, Sponge, with the Irons in Shadow 1, because you placed the hammer in icy waters and nobody could get it except me because you didn't know where the irons were. I was like, I'll take that, thanks.
It's like, yoink. So we're pushing for Raw's wind routing there, saving a save reset.
Yeah, no, that was actually very nice there. So this might be a lot closer than it looked for a while. Like, there's a lot of stuff that What the Hells had done that Mario might have been able to skip. And it turns out Mario's not being able to skip any of it.
Oh yeah. There's some time saved right there. What the Hell's getting the quick kill on Morpher. Also, shout out to seeing that boss key on the pardon me. On the outside of the door that you've already opened with the boss key.
Oh. That ain't jumping.
Oh no! Well, there's some free time loss for you.
Yeah, that's So just as a thing for anyone who doesn't know, the Garuda guards have this one jump attack, and if they hit you with it, that's it, you're caught. The end. Like, doesn't matter, health is irrelevant. And yeah, the guard not jumping there definitely gave Mario some trouble.
Unless, of course, if the guard does a jump attack and it deals your final health. At that point, it will just kill you, not capture you. What if what I was given? Also, yeah, for those who don't know, the crouch stab attack mimics the damage from your previous attack. And if you haven't got a previous attack, it defaults to 1 damage.
Which is Kokiri Sword Swing as a reference, which, yeah. Still think the best thing I've seen of that was the clip of Melrose, who forgot to do it going into Bongo Bongo.
Oh.
And just, like, sat there stabbing, like, 36 times or something. Just, like, or whatever, like, crouch stabbing. It got to, like, 20 and was like, did I jump slash? Like, still going, and just one-cycled Bongo with 36 hits.
It's incredible. Also, incoherent, is it actually not damage you? Huh, I thought it still did the damage. Well, today I learned, I guess. Right, something that I'll probably never worry about again, but, you know. The usual.
Alrighty, so, what the hell's closing in on where Mario is here? It's a good time to remind everyone, by the way, these two runners putting on an incredible race so far, and I'm going to pause what I was saying further. Okay. Make sure to give both of them a follow. They're, they've also both, thankfully, we kind of, approached them to see if they would willingly do this race at very short notice, just to get an early restream in for the league to kick things off. So a huge thank you to both of them. Make sure to follow them. A huge thank you to our trackers, TJ and Lazy. And also from like the league organizer standpoint, I also want to thank Creative Username for being the first league race monitor that we've had, because these they do have the fair play agreement for the higher divisions and everything, and yeah, we need volunteers to make sure that is available.
Right. And I suppose I should be the narcissistic one here and shout out commentary as well.
I never do it. I always feel awkward doing it.
But yes, me, Sean Money, and Yoshi-Con. I'm sure we would appreciate follows, but why not?
I would appreciate feedback on the league, because I don't stream so much anymore. I just do events. Strength!
Oh no!
Right side first! Costing Mario!
And what the hell's done of Spirit?
Oh
no,
my...
can't have done Spirit. I'm an idiot. Wait, what the hell's going for light hours and go for game?
Yeah, that's it. I'm
a dingus there, of course.
Right side first is...
Oh.
In terms of density, like checks per second, right side first is generally better. But yeah.
That's it, I think.
100%. Mario still has to beat Volvagia as well. Like, there's too much at play here.
It would need what the hells to not play well, and I don't think there's any chance of that. Mario's going to be kicking themselves. Oh. Mario has Scarecrow now. They got it after leaving fire.
I feel like what were even the big differences? Did what the hell's dip Jabu? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, they both dip Jabu.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess it's just the like routing difference, movement.
So with that, the fact that what the hell's had Scarecrows going into
yeah, that's definitely a pretty big part of it.
I really hope Mr. Mario actually checks Stalfo's chest now before they leave.
Checks the maze, the GTG, both the final chest and the toilet were hinted dead. So Mario there, seeing the key, is just like, cool, done with the maze. But yeah, so this will be his next check, but...
He's going to be kicking himself on doing it first.
Incredible. Yeah, well, like I say, he'll just instantly, like, you Frost Wind back to fire, you beat Volvagia, and then you go over to Spirit, and that's it. Just a question of a little bit too little too late at this point.
What the hell has done Child Spirit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it has the keys.
Didn't say it was going to be keys, but thankfully there is one
Both?
on adult side.
Yeah.
And there they are.
Okay, spirit first, apparently.
It's going to be execution based at this point, but what the hell simply has more done.
Right, execution, but with way more.
Yeah.
With an extra Volvagia and picking up the light arrows and a little bit of spirit on what the hell side.
I believe MrMario7788 wind is in fire.
It is, yeah. Just below
Ah,
Pierre,
yeah.
which has the boss key. So, close to it, but...
So, do we have boss key yet? Was boss key in Child Spirit side?
I don't think so, no.
No boss key. The boss key could be literally anywhere left. Because we have everything left to do rest of the game at this point, except Jabu. And again, Jabu does not matter.
Right, it's just... Clear out the rest of Spirit, make your way up, and eventually you'll find a key and just be able to skip the rest on the way through. They're a really interesting way to kick off the race as well. Like, the league. I think it's really interesting that, like, they both obviously were following the logic to some extent with the magic, but it kind of led them astray, almost. Oh.
Yeah.
Is this checking this in case the boss key's here and just leaving the Feroz up here before jumping back down, I guess?
It makes sense. Heck, lower the platform, melt the face, and then look for
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of seed that, like, if this was a, weekly size race, like, 40 plus players, someone would probably sub to. But in a 1v1, obviously, there's an entire different set of things to think about, because it's not just what's the best play, but also what's the play my opponent is doing right now, and what are they likely to have already done. There's other factors into that. And also, with only 2 players, it's way less likely that one of them makes the perfectly optimal plays. I say perfectly optimal, as in for the seed.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's, like, statistically correct or anything, who just finds the things they need at the right times.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in asking why the heck both runners decided to skip GTG so hard.
Yeah, I'd hazard a guess it's the magic. I would hazard a guess it's the magic way of the hero throwing things off. But yeah, definitely an interesting one that we'll try to get them in after the race and see what they have to say. For what it's worth, I think Shadow was completely reasonable. I think going to Shadow when they did made absolute perfect sense. It's the water play that I'm, like, kind of confused about, and most of that, I think, is, assuming it will be all dungeons because of Shadow, because of not just the dins, but the magic.
That makes sense, yeah. Using
Also,
long
yeah.
shots.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it is worth noting, the Dins was not Way of the Hero. They could have used either Dins or Fire Arrows for Spirit. It was specifically just the Bomb Bag in the graveyard, but the magic was still Way of the Hero because you need the magic regardless of Dins or Fire Arrows.
True. Can't really fire light arrows without the magical power to charge them. Doesn't work that well.
Which makes me just assume the other magic is, yeah, bottom of the well or something. Magic locked.
Oh, for God's sake. Well,
This is real talk, this is why you don't commit to all dungeons before you have the items for all dungeons.
well, on the plus side, we got our item bingo card complete.
Ah. This comes up quite a lot. It's like, oh, do you push for all dungeons here? And the answer is usually, can you do all dungeons? If the answer to that is no, the answer is instantly no, don't push it. Like, don't do it.
And by postulation, that had to be the boss key. Are you in oh no mode? Oh no mode. I love that. Oh yeah, Gold Gauntlet, we haven't quite hit Tracker Bingo yet. Item Bingo. Yeah, we know what one scale is though, we're just never going to get it.
Oh, sure, frogs, yeah, that's true. True.
Yeah. I think the chance of finding out scale kind of croaked it.
Also, yeah, what Rob was saying there is like, yeah, I think pushing all dungeons specifically as all dungeons, unless it's like Zelda's Lullaby or Nocturne and you know it's required. If you're pushing all dungeons just to do all dungeons, make sure you have all your items first. If it's something ambiguous like Storms or Requiem. Otherwise, just treat each dungeon as just that dungeon and nothing else.
Also, yes, really. Hey, Mrs. Zelda Speed Puns.
No.
I have to give the viewers what they want, right?
Chat, don't encourage him. Don't do this to me.
Are you finding this to be a bit too much punishment? Wow, okay, no, I see how it is. Also, 4 AM is the best time for bad jokes. Clearly. Plus, we're watching Twin Rover, the trolliest of the bosses. Even if it's bad, we need something to lighten the mood.
Oh my god.
Oh, buddy. Well, speaking of Twin Rover, we're already in phase 2. What I'd like to know is, where's the big Goron sword? That'd be so nice.
Probably also bottom of the well at this point.
Yeah,
Or a
maybe.
foolish location or something. Oh, the bet
yes,
as
the
well!
bet.
Ooh.
It was GTG Stalfos
Yeah.
test, if that helps. Nice. One cycle phase 2 Twin Rover is always satisfying. I'm curious what the last way to hero and where the last way to hero is.
Right, I was going to say, it is worth noting, because of the way the League is set up at the moment, we're using the dev build, because one of the things that was, like, without a doubt, the most requested thing for the League was Zelda's Lullaby not being hinted on Way of the Hero, and that meant we had to use the dev build to get that within the hint systems. So we won't have a spoiler log, we won't be able to check where these things are, but if we get the runners in for an interview, one of the first things we can say to them is, can you just go and check the other hints and see if you can find something? Go up to the back of the castle and things like that.
Yeah, there's no obligation to do that because, quite frankly, that is a lot to ask.
Right. If they're okay with it, we'll ask them. But, Harriet?
Oh. See, this is fine because during this cutscene, I get teleported back up on the platform.
What's it mean to win a bet? Yeah, not much. Bragging rights, pretty much. Get your show off until the end of the stream.
Bragging rights is the best reward. Oh, Jesus Christ, Mr. Mario.
So good. It's like,
Give us a heart attack, why don't you?
the worst thing about doing this is when you stand too close to the edge, though, and she, like, hits you with the third shot, and you grab the edge. It's like this sudden panic of, like, oh god, climb up, reflect, let's go.
Oh, right, Medigo Run, yes.
Right, we haven't seen Medigo Run, we haven't seen the back two castle ones. Obviously not the Storms one, but the back castle one that's overworld. The outside Gerudo Valley one. We actually have, that's their child spawn, so that one's actually really easy to get to. Is like, because their child spawn is like next to that.
I'd like to see what was on the platform over there, to be honest.
I thought it was a bloopy. What the hell's looked at it? I only got a quick glance, but I think it was a bloopy.
That makes sense. Because if it's BGS, you turn around and grab that immediately.
I don't know if it saves enough time at this point. I guess for Mario, yeah, it would evolve. Well, I guess that's not so much saving time as just kind of a safety check. It's like, I can miss one of the bombs and not lose anything.
Hmm. Oh, we're back in Fire Temple, so the world has started revolving again. I love this song.
Well, yeah, we have no idea where BGS is, and we won't because, yeah, no spoiler logs.
It's in Hyrule. Best I've got.
It is probably outside Ganon's castle.
Yeah, makes the most sense, honestly.
I still remember, well, I remember, I think it was Toxic was laughing about the fact that, like, outside Ganon's castle is arguably the best and worst hint, because technically, anything that's not inside Ganon's castle is outside Ganon's castle.
I didn't think of that.
I think we've seen most of Ganon's at this point, not Light Trial, but, you know, I guess that's only half of it. But probably outside Ganon's castle somewhere.
Unlikely. I can tell you where BGS isn't at this point. It's not in Termina, it's not in the Great Sea, it's not in Turtle Rock. Alright, no rule either, but that's inconclusive. And it's definitely not in Raccoon City.
Might as well be by this point, honestly.
True, I'm not faulting that.
Also, yeah, I agree with that. What the hell's hit, like, every one cycle? So, the amount of time it would have saved, even early, is pretty low. Definitely not enough that it would be worth going out the way for.
True.
That doesn't explode low enough if you do that, does it?
Oh,
Mario has no nuts to hit this with.
oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's a
Does he not
reset.
have bombs?
Or no matter what at this point, even if it wasn't over before, it kind of is now.
I mean, by that point, yeah, I guess you had to reset anyway because you've missed enough of the cycles, but...
Oh no! You see what I'm seeing there? It's one Deku total.
He's got the bombs, so it's fine, but...
Not as it matters, though, because if you look at the other screen briefly, you can see that...
So...
What the hell's
finishing it first?
Go on.
I was going to say, we might see... I'm going to quickly double-check the race room. We might see Mario still play it out to finish, because one of the deciding factors in the league in terms of standings is the best finishing time. Odds are, in Division 1 players, we will get a better time than this over the 10 games they have to play. But just in case Mario doesn't get a better time in the remaining 9, he might choose to finish this one up.
Yeah, I feel, at least in your first race, you want to finish no matter what.
Especially when you're in game mode.
Yeah. Get a time on the board. As long as you're out for there for 6 hours. That can be a lot unreasonable, actually. Yeah, I'd recommend finishing your first one, but yes, what the hell's happened finishing in the first place with a time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 26 seconds. 56 seconds. I can read. I am good at the reading thing. Mr. Mario will be right behind. Well, actually, right behind me. A few more minutes, yeah, but
not far behind.
That's what I'm looking for. Yes, numbers are hard. Brain is melty. It is 3 AM. I've got an excuse. It's a flimsy one, but it's an excuse.
Honestly, given how daunting this was early in terms of oh wow, they've just been handed everything. This ended up being longer than I think we expected.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how much of that is the seed and how much of that was kind of the decisions in it, but very interesting to see what they have to say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, decision was definitely 50-50. Why are you going to... Oh, right, grab my light hours.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering why you play Nocturne and you just go get the boss key. It's wait, no. People do need light hours to potentially have a shot, killing the final boss.
I have absolutely had a seed like this where I knew where my light arrows were, forgotten to pick them up, and just gone into the Ganondorf fight alright, let's equip and... Wait a second.
Yeah, it should be definitely less than 10 minutes. I couldn't tell you how much longer is left exactly because... Yeah. And there is the boss key.
Also, I missed it earlier in chat because of the wave of GGs, but the Crouch Tab in MM was fixed in English specifically, yeah. Also, welcome, what the hell? Congrats.
Hey guys. Thanks.
Hey, GGs.
But that must have been funny.
I guess we've got to ask, you both put off GTG for so long. Was it trying to read was it something in the logic, or was it a metagame play, or what was the reasoning there?
Well, in the first place, I was really pushing for that Dins because I thought that was the way to hero. So when I went to buy those shoes, which was also dumb because I ran out of shoes earlier, so that was a whole other thing. But then I was really pushing for Shadow, so I thought of maybe dipping GTG, but I really wanted to push that Shadow because I thought, well, maybe I'm done. Maybe I just go to Shadow and I'm done. And after that, at that point, I thought, well, my skull count's getting pretty close to 30, so maybe I'm going for AD. So at that point, I'm like, I'm looking for Boomerang. Let's just look everywhere. But then once I found the bomb bag on Damping, I was like, oh my god, now it can just be anywhere, and I have no idea. But I was still going to push for AD at that point. So...
yeah, you both ended up full clearing water, dipping Jabu. You both kind of did the full world tour before making your way back to GTG, and it was on the one hand, we were all here going, oh, it could be AD. If this is for Storms, that's terrible. On the other hand, it's but do you push water when you still don't have your Rang?
Yeah. I was pushing for skulls, so I was thinking, well, now that I have 30, I should do water first, because then, like, maybe that's overrating the time investment it takes for an extra 10 skulls. But I was thinking I should do water, because if I'm banking on AD, then water is progression, and then if the boomerang's in there or strength, then that's it. And there's also the fact, I guess, that GTG no strength 2 plus toilet was an item and ice arrow chest was an item. Already it wasn't as good in my mind because I was pushing for AD. So I was thinking water was just a step towards the well where I was going to find my item, but I guess not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. And yeah, for what it's worth, Mario did basically exactly the same thing. There are like
crazy.
some little divergences here and there. I think you went through forest earlier, and Mario went to ice cavern earlier, and then you almost met up towards the end, and were in water. I think Mario just left water as you just went in, but hadn't beaten Volvagia by that point because he didn't have Pierre set up the first time he was there, and hadn't picked up the long shot yet.
Oh, okay.
So it was like little back and forth all over the place, and then he did right side GTG first, and you did left, and
I almost did right side first.
I don't want to say that was enough to swing it, looking at the time difference here, but like at the time that felt like a big difference.
Yeah, I almost said Flores at the entrance and went right side first. No, but the thing that... Shit, what did I want to say? Oh, I forgot. Oh wait, yeah, when I found the strength, obviously at that point I'm like, okay, he delayed this for sure. But I didn't think he could have actually delayed it more than what I had yet left, because I only had like King Zora, Big Poe, Shadow Trial, and Cuckoos. It's like, how... In my mind, I was just waiting to get sniped. I was like, yeah, he delayed it, but there's no way at like this far back, especially since I thought me buying Choose and not going to GTG, that was just kind of a pure time loss. So I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at the end. I was expecting a snipe for sure.
Also, only if you're up for it, but one of the things with this, we have no spoiler logs for the league races, and we never saw a fifth way of the hero. If you're up for it, would you be willing to reset and go and check the castle hint, maybe? Like,
Sure. Did Mario do Lake?
I feel like we saw back of Lake, but I don't remember. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I think you both went for the skull instead.
Oh, okay. At some point I was wondering if I saw double Zora's River when I was going crazy at the end. I was like, is this Frogs 1? Am I gonna look like an idiot rushing the well when it's actually just Frogs 1? But no, GTG, style post.
If there's a hint for that somewhere, I swear.
Okay.
Alright.
But while you're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, Poppy GG's in the chat as Mr. Mario finishes the seed in 3 hours, 1 minute and 6 seconds.
Yep, getting that early time on the board. As we say, one of the tiebreakers in the league is your best finishing time, so getting an early time in, just like a nice kind of, safety net in case things go wrong further in.
Interesting little thing I want to bring up, actually, since you mentioned, what the hell's that you were waiting for a snipe. A little interesting anti-snipe rule that's effective in the league. The 3 second rule.
Mm-hmm.
If the finish is within 3 seconds of each other, it counts as a draw.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I like that. It's pretty nice. Something as long as this.
So if, say, your finishing time is 3 hours and someone finishes in 3 hours and 2 seconds, the match is a draw.
Okay.
Speaking of... Yeah, sorry, go on.
I just found the way of the hero. It's Goron City.
Oh, for God's sake.
Perfect.
And
For
for the
hovers?
match, welcome in Mr. Mario. GG's.
Hey.
Yo, GG's Mario.
Did you also hard commit to AD? Because
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's taking him so long to finish? Silvers are right here in GTG. What the hell?
Yeah, I was really lost when I found those. It's like, what is happening?
Like, everything was pointing towards Shadow Temple. Like, Way the Hero Graveyard, Dins, early magic, hovers.
For what it's worth, the way of the hero graveyard wasn't Din's.
Yeah, I know. This is the bomb bag.
Yeah,
But
It's in
hovers
the-
were. Jeez.
that changed my whole life. At that point.
Oh, of course.
Wait, it was
Yeah.
hovers for what again? It was for.
I assume fire chick?
Oh yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be the key on Bavaji. Yeah, that would do it.
God.
You need deepest fire to
Beautiful.
hit the hammer thing down. So yeah,
Yeah, I just got it in the back of the lake. So.
How early did you end up going ice?
After forest, I think.
After forest? Yeah, I went before forest.
Yeah, right after forest.
Nice.
I think one of the biggest differences was like you kind of went back and forth over each other a few times. That was one of the biggest things. Was Mario, you did literally just the first check in forest, and then obviously maybe 5-10 minutes later found, oh, forest is way of the hero. Like,
hmm
how much were you considering going back at that point? Considering you're still missing strength at that stage.
I think when I found the hint, I didn't have bow. So I didn't want to go back until I had bow or strength.
I feel
And
like
then
you got
I
them,
found
like,
bow. So,
yeah.
but at that point, I was rushing ice for Nocturne for Shadow. So
Right, sure, yeah, okay.
But we had Song of Time, right? Like with the
Yeah,
strength,
start-
you didn't need bow, right? Okay, yeah.
yeah.
It could have been like a 220 if you go GTG and ignore all the ice shadow bait.
Yeah, it could have been like sub 2. I don't know. Like
Yeah, it
You
was
just-
really fast if you just go GTG.
you rush
Yeah.
donjon, you go GTG, you're done.
We never
Exactly.
actually saw King Zora. I believe
Oh,
you
Yeah,
got
and
Ford.
But
I mean, it was one of what, maybe 3 checks that I think we hadn't seen by the end. It was like that, chickens, and I guess the rest of GTG, but I'm not really counting that.
yeah, I think it was a Big Poe and Shadow Trial. Other than those other the Cuckoos and Big Poe.
I think Shadow, yeah. Mario did big pose.
It was about as useful as you'd expect.
it was a recovery heart, I think.
Now
Yeah.
that whole child segment with nothing after seeing that it was just way the hero for the bomb bag in graveyard.
Yeah,
Like
that-
what is happening? I was in Jabu. Like why am I here? What am I doing?
I did Jabu too. The only reason I did Jabu though is because I got the Ferrari's wind off Bonchu bowling.
Yeah, same. And then the scale. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, if I'm not going
Oh.
Jabu now, I'm not going ever.
Being pointed out in chat now as well. We were joking at one point when it was still looking like it was such a ridiculous jet. We were like, damn, are they going to do like child 1, adult 1 finish? That would have been possible in this, wouldn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
I think
You need-
the only
you
thing.
need child spirit keys.
There was a
Mhm.
key
There were 2 keys
in.
in the front of Shadow, or Spirit as adult.
Yeah.
Fine then.
There was a key in Adult Spirit. Yeah.
I think the only thing would have been to plant a bean. That's what I was thinking. Am I really gonna go back child just to plant a bean?
No, you have Lock Shot. You can get 30 skulls.
Yeah, but early.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, I
do it.
guess.
Yeah.
Which of course I did.
Still, first league race down. Both got a time in. That's, we were saying getting that early time in for the tiebreakers potentially can be relevant. I get the feeling you're both probably going to beat these times, but
Yeah.
worst case scenario, good to have it there.
Right.
What the hell is, you've already got another race scheduled, haven't you?
Yeah, on Friday. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get rolling.
Friday versus. Let me just.
Versus Ryu
Ryu
Chain.
Yeah, at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big match.
There are. I would go through the races that have been scheduled, but there are far too many.
Yeah, it's been open for a little over 24 hours, and we're at about 40 races scheduled across all divisions, which
We're
is
close
incredible.
we're close to 50 now.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I'm seeing
Wow.
47.
Dang.
That's total, not how the ones have been played.
How many have been
Incredible.
played? Like 3 now? 2?
Is it third? Fourth is it going on? Or
I think
wa-
one started an hour before this, and one started at the same time as this, and that's these two were the third and fourth to start.
Okay. Well, there's going to be a lot of odds to catch up.
Yep.
It's a lot of players, 154 people, so
That's awesome to have a big league like this. Like, to try a different format like this, it's pretty hype.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it's going to go.
nervous but excited.
Yeah, it's my internal monologues have been going for the last couple of weeks.
I'm not
so-
gonna lie, every time I check Discord and see a ping, I'm like, oh god, what's broken?
Oh god, the league is cancelled.
But
Oh god, don't.
no, off to a good start, off to a fun start. Thank you both for this. Like, I obviously, thank you for scheduling last minute and getting this going on like day one. That's really appreciated. Any final thoughts on the race, on the seed?
I don't know. It was dumb. It could have almost was a sub 140. I thought, okay, we're just chilling, just starting the league with, and then no.
Oh. Yeah. Excited for future matches.
Yeah, same.
Yes, I think that's
Yeah,
all we have.
glad to hear it. Yeah, hand over to VXR to wrap up then.
All right. So regarding the ZSR schedule, that is it for us today, and there's nothing tomorrow. Next OOTR thing is the Freaky Friday race on Friday, and then the weeklies this weekend, we've got Scrub Sanity. Be sure to tune in and see everyone go track down all the scrubs. That's going to be it for us here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks all.
See ya.